results that happen, and the only thing I can control is my body on the mound and my emotions and, where that pitch is going. So that's kind of how I keep my focus in line and my emotions in check.
Aaron Nola. On the 26-man rosters, the Phils will carry 6 infielders and 5 outfielders. The Astros will have 8 infielders and 3 outfielders. Game 1 of the World Series in Houston tonight with our coverage starting at 7 Eastern here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Falcons corner A.J. Terrell is out for Sunday's game against the Panthers with a sore hamstring. He got hurt last time out against the Bengals. NASCAR Cup driver Alex Bowman will be back in the car for the season finale in Phoenix.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Even if they have to go up to the 6-man in Seattle, they're going to find a way, like they do, to win this game.
Can I? What do you mean the 6th man in Seattle?
Get more from the guys Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
So. And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Phil Steele in 15 minutes. Theriot 1 hour from right now. A football Friday. We are locked, loaded, ready to roll and fired up for it. No LSU game, of course, but the Saints Raiders on Sunday. Saints Raiders in a game that has taken on even greater importance after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers improbably lose again, and now with a win on Sunday and a Panthers win over Atlanta, you will have all 4 teams in the NFC South in a 4-way tie for first place at 3-5. I gotta have this happen. I mean, this division is garbage. None of these teams are good at all, but somebody's gonna win it. And it might as well be the Saints, but they're going to have to go get this one on Sunday against the Raiders. That, of course, will not be easy and made complicated even further by today's injury report. Not a ton of surprise, but the final injury report is out, as are Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Marshawn Lattimore. That is now official. Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Marshawn Lattimore all ruled out for Sunday's game against the Raiders. So the Saints will be without those 3 players again this week. Questionable are Adam Troutman, Andrus Peat, who has lived his life with questionable football status. Paulson Adebo, questionable as well. The good news, everybody else looks like they're back. Ramczyk, Throckmorton, Peyton Turner, Jameis Winston, as we know. Interestingly, they do list David Onyemata as questionable. He did not practice on Friday with an illness, but we'll see how that all goes. But hopefully David Onyemata will get back on Sunday to be out there for the Saints. All right, it's after further review. By the way, Dennis Allen did say on Friday when he met with reporters, he did update Paulson Adebo, who said this is he's really coming along.
I feel like this was the best he's looked this week, in terms of a health standpoint. So I think that's, obviously that's important for him to get back and be healthy because he had a great camp for us. And unfortunately, he hadn't been quite where we needed him to be from a health standpoint. But I think he's getting back and closer to where, he was in training camp.
Yeah, it's the biggest question, right? I mean, cornerback, right? No Lattimore. If Adebo's not healthy, you're just in a world of trouble, especially with Bradley Roby going to IR this week. So a healthy Paulson Adebo is critically important this week. So if he is looking like the guy who made so many waves in camp, that's awesome. So it would help this week. I will give you a Saints-Raiders pick at the end of the show today. I am actually feeling good about the Saints this weekend, as odd as that sounds. And maybe it's just that my brain is completely convoluted at the idea of a four-way tie at 3-5 in the NFC South, but I am feeling pretty good about the Saints this weekend. So we'll give you a pick before the end of the show. We'll get Phil Steele coming up here in about 10 minutes from right now. Love telling you about the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. I just last month celebrated my 4-year LASIK anniversary. Y'all know my story. Glasses in the 6th grade, contacts in the 8th grade. My whole life, I've just not been able to see. My eyes just progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where without contacts or glasses, I could barely see my hand in front of my face. Like blind as a bat. And I always put off LASIK. I was told I wouldn't be a great candidate for LASIK, that LASIK wears off. I feared the laser. A lot of things that were bogus. And quite honestly, things that I wish I knew the truth years before, because I would have got LASIK done years ago. If you're putting off LASIK for whatever reason, I implore you make that call. Schedule that consultation with Dr. Blake Williamson, because you got to get the consult and then get on the surgery calendar before the end of the year. So do it now. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. All right. I need some help here. I am not someone who scans message boards. Some of you don't believe me. I don't care. That's not what I do with my life. I don't read message boards. I don't even read the chat on this show. But that's fine. I'm not saying don't do that. Do whatever you want. But that's where a lot of sometimes rumors start, and that I'm just not privy to. Then I see them later at some point whenever they make their way into my Twitter feed or my text line or whatever the case may be. So a lot of this started popping today about the possibility of Alvin Kamara being traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Muse, can you please fill me in on the genesis of all of this with Kamara and the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Matt. It's just rumors that popped up. I mean, I first saw it on Twitter, a couple different accounts actually, with breaking news that Alvin Kamara was, just about heading to the Eagles.
Okay. Anything that's reputable?
Oh, there was one account that had 16,300 followers.
That doesn't necessarily make it reputable. You could buy followers.
They had it. The account said that they were approved by the NFL and the NFLPA in the bio.
What's the account?
@_ML football.
Hold on. I'm going to look this up. @_
Yeah.
ML
football.
N
M. Yeah, M.
That's what I said. All right, ML football. Independent NFL reporter approved by the NFL and NFLPA, breaking news, transactions, and more. Yeah.
16,000 followers.
Well, there are 16,000 morons on the internet. There's actually way more than that would believe that this is actually legitimate, but whatever. And good for them if they want to sit there and retweet news or quote whatever, but I don't know that this is a breaking news source that I would actually believe. I'm scrolling looking for the Alvin Kamara tweet. I don't see it. Regardless. Okay. Here's how I know Alvin Kamara is not going to be traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman would have to be the dumbest executive in history to trade. By the other part of that is that they wanted a first round, right? They wanted the first rounder that the Saints sent to the Eagles, right?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so they want that one back. So Howie Roseman would have to be the dumbest executive alive to trade a first-round draft pick, which, if the Saints season continues going like it is going to be a top half of round 1 pick, if not a top 10 pick in the draft. Eagles are a great team, and they'd be staring at a potential top 10 pick, and you're telling me you would trade that pick to the Saints for Alvin Kamara, who is 27 years old, has been shown to be injury prone the last 3 seasons. And oh, by the way, as we've gone over this, is in the midst of a contract that over the next 3 years, he would be owed $16 million in 2023, $16.8 million in 2024, and then $27 million in 2025. Why on earth would Howie Roseman trade a first-round pick for an injury-prone, aging running back that's going to cost a buttload of money? Technical term, hashtag buttload. The answer, he wouldn't. But then the absolute 100% clincher, like take it to the bank, came when our boy, good friend of the show, Michael Balco tweeted, "I can assure you Alvin Kamara is not being traded to the Eagles." Balco said it. Feel like you can take that to the bank. And as we've stated before, Balco, who we don't know how to pronounce his name, does have a verified Twitter account, does follow me on Twitter, has apparently been featured on ESPN, Rivals, USA Today.
Love it.
He's a sports journalist from the 814.
Which is in Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania. Not Erie that you would know that. In Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Says it right there on his Twitter bio. And I want to remind you, Balco is the guy who nailed the Alvin Kamara news about the punishment coming in 2023. And he's also the guy who reported that Aaron Rodgers is going to retire after this season. We'll see. Remember, Schefter and all the other ones came behind him on that report about Kamara. See what happens with the Rodgers stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, Balco, he's betting 1,000 when it comes to Saints news.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important part, right? Not just the verified Twitter or anything, but the fact that he nailed the Kamara thing. Can we get some news on Mike Thomas from him, you think?
Maybe we could shoot him a DM and see.
That'd be great.
Get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Do your digging. Do your due diligence. Let's find out. Alvin Kamara is not going to be traded to the Eagles. That would just be so stupid. I mean, I would love it if Philadelphia would do that. As much as I love Alvin Kamara, that would be the stupidest trade the Eagles could possibly make. Why would you do that? The answer is you wouldn't. A boy can dream. Okay, it's after further review. Phil Steele previewing the biggest games of college football next, AFR.
AFR.
And if you need a place to watch the biggest games of the college football weekend, you can do so at Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers. Football Friday, maybe you're heading out to a high school game. You want to grab some grub before or after that high school game. Either Pluckers location is a great spot for the family or to feed the whole team. Also, they'll be open at 11 o'clock. So when games kick off tomorrow, doors open at both Pluckers locations. Get there early, stay there late, all the way through Pac-12 after dark. You better believe it. Pluckers will have all the games on, all their TVs. World Series Game 1 tonight. Pels tonight. College football tonight. You want to go make a night of it? Get by Pluckers. They'll have all the action on all the TVs. And, of course, if you're watching your fantasy team for your football Sunday, Pluckers will have all the games as well. Eat wings, drink beer, watch sports on TV at Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, every Friday on a Football Friday, we welcome aboard Phil Steele. Of course, to preview the biggest games of the college football weekend, make sure you check out philsteele.com, the Phil Steele Plus Tour. Phil, we appreciate you as always. How are you?
You know, I'm doing great, Matt. How about yourself today?
Doing well. Open date for LSU, and people in these parts feeling pretty good after a couple of big weeks the last 2 weekends, but a chance to exhale before the big one against Bama next week, which we'll certainly dive into next Friday when you're here. Let's talk about this slate, though. Phil, you were telling me, though, not quite as big a slate for you as well, doing all your previews.
Yeah, only 48 games this week, so I didn't have to write up as many previews for this week. Didn't have to digest as many games, and but tell you what, there's no buys in November, so we're always playing 62, 65 games in a month in November.
Well, we're going to start it off with Fox's Big Noon Kickoff, which may be the game of the day. Ohio State in Happy Valley against Penn State. Phil, Ohio State's a 15-point road favorite in this ball game, but that's never an easy place to go play. Are the Buckeyes on upset alert?
Penn State plays them tough every year. Now, Penn State hasn't got over the hump and really beat them, but they play them tough every year. They've gone 5-1 against the spread. It's not your normal whiteout game at night where they've had the most success. This one's called a stripe-out game in the afternoon. They're going to have sections blue, white, all the way around the stadium. But, you know, I'll go back to last year. Last year when these two teams played, Penn State was off of the game against Iowa where quarterback Clifford got injured. And then Clifford tried to play against Illinois. As you remember, their offense was just plumb ugly in that game. They had 9 overtimes, and Penn State still only scored 18 points and lost to Illinois at home. And then they had to travel to Ohio State. Nobody gave them a chance. And, yeah, they took the Buckeyes, played them a great game, only lost by 9 last year. In fact, Clifford and company on the offense put up 394 yards. They out first down to Ohio State 27-22. Very unexpected. And this year, you know, you go back to that Michigan game, you think Penn State's just going to get blown out of the water. But as mentioned, they're 5-1 the last 6 games. Biggest win for Ohio State in those last 6, 13 points. So I got to lean with Penn State plus the points in this one. You can line it up and say that it could turn out to be like Michigan again, where Michigan had an 18-1 first down against them. But that was on the road. This one's at home. I like the Penn State plus the points.
Phil, I know you and I last week agreed with like Kansas State against TCU, but TCU keeps surviving. They had a little injury. They had a little injury help last week.
Yeah.
But TCU survives. They're 7-0 now. They're on the road in Morgantown. Does TCU remain unbeaten?
Yeah, and you going back to last week, just real quick for anybody that didn't watch the game out there. TCU trailed 27-10. Kansas State had lost its starting quarterback Adrian Martinez on the first series. Will Howard goes out and gets injured in the second quarter. TCU gets a touchdown with 20 seconds before they have to pull within 27-17. Then in the third quarter, with their third-string quarterback, K-State let him throw one pass. He threw an interception return for a touchdown. Howard came back on the field all hobbled, wasn't 100%. I think Kansas State only ran 12 plays in the second half, down to practically no quarterbacks in that game, and TCU managed to win. Now, the thing I'll look at in this game here is what TCU has just gone through. They played SMU in the Iron Skillet game. They played Oklahoma, huge game at home. They played Kansas in a battle of unbeatens. They played Oklahoma State in a battle of unbeatens in a game they trailed by 17. And then last week, a very fortunate win to get past Kansas State. Now everybody's talking TCU, playoff, top 10. Can they go unbeaten? And they've got to go on the road all the way to the East Coast and play West Virginia. And it's a West Virginia team that they're probably not going to look at very difficultly. They're going to think it's an easy game for them. Meanwhile, it's a West Virginia team that beat Baylor in their last home game. I know they were ugly last week, but they've got talent with J.T. Daniels at quarterback, Matthias and Donaldson at running back. Overall, I think it's a great situation for West Virginia, catching TCU in a definite flat spot off of 5 weeks and 5 big games and 2 big comebacks. I like West Virginia to pull the upset this week.
Phil Steele, the outright win. Okay, Phil Steele is with us. The Syracuse finally fell. And another game which was odd in its own right against Clemson a week ago. But now here comes Notre Dame. Phil, boy, it's been an up and down season for the Irish. They go on the road to Syracuse. That's the 11 a.m. Central Time game on ABC. Syracuse only about a 1.5 favorite in that ball game, so close to a coin flip. How do you see it going up there in the what do they use the former Carrier, the JMA Wireless Dome tomorrow morning?
Yeah, and ironically, the Carrier Dome did not have air conditioning, but since they remodeled it and it's a JMA Wireless Dome, they now do have air conditioning. So how's that for an irony in this game? But, with Syracuse last week, the big 90-yard fumble return for a touchdown, I thought was the key to the game, as opposed to Clemson going up 14-7. They trailed 14-7 and were down the rest of the game, despite outgaining Syracuse 450 to 291. I don't think Sean Tucker's 100%. If you go back and look at Tucker in the big games against Purdue, Virginia, NC State, Clemson, hasn't topped 100 yards a single time. He's averaging a little over 3 to 4 yards per carry. And the big factor that I like here, a couple of them, Notre Dame plays well on the road. And how about this stat for you? Notre Dame has won 25 consecutive ACC regular season games. That includes when they were in the conference for a full year and went undefeated, including a win over Clemson. So Notre Dame just does well. Remember, they went into North Carolina earlier this year and came out there with a pretty easy 45-32 win. I like Notre Dame with the better defense, a good offense, and I'd like the Irish to come out of there with the win as a dog.
He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042. We'll tell you more about the Phil Steele Plus and the Phil Steele Plus Tour coming up in just a bit. Let's jump into the SEC first, SEC game of the day. Phil, Arkansas and Auburn, two teams who, boy, they are desperate for a win. Arkansas, after starting 3-0, lost 3 straight. They had the BYU win coming off a bye. Who knows how much longer Brian Harson's going to be the coach there on the Plains, but Arkansas is 4-3. Auburn's 3-4. The game is at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Arkansas is about a field goal, maybe 3.5 point favorite in this ball game. Who gets out of there with a win?
And it's pretty shocking that Harsin is still the head coach there. You figure that it's pretty much a done deal that he's not going to be there next year, and they hit the bye week at 3-4. You figure, well, that's it. Harsin's definitely gone, and yet he's still there. And we'll see what happens. But, Auburn's not playing bad football. You go back to that LSU game. That's a game where Auburn actually led 17-0 until the fumble return for a touchdown. And then the Georgia game, if you look at that one and watch it at the half, Georgia had 2 short fields for touchdowns. They only had a 143, 137-yard edge at the half. And they, of course, covered against Ole Miss. So they're still playing decent football. Robbie Ashford, Tank Bigsby, Jacquez Hunter at the backfield, and the defense is adequate. And Arkansas's defense has not been that great this year. They're giving up 484 yards per game the last 4 weeks. I know they beat BYU impressively, but then we saw BYU get walloped by Liberty. I like the fact KJ Jefferson's back, but I'm just going to go with Auburn to pull the upset here at home in a battle of, as you correctly said, two teams that desperately need a win.
Phil Steele likes Auburn on the Plains at home at Jordan-Hare against Arkansas. Let's stay in the SEC, go to that afternoon window, Phil. The Florida-Georgia game, or Georgia-Florida, however you want to label it. One of the most notable rivalries, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, whatever they call it now. But it's never seen a spread like this, Phil. Georgia, 22.5-point favorite. I mean, can Florida keep this game close with Georgia?
The big question to me is Anthony Richardson. If Anthony Richardson plays like he did against Utah or like he did against Tennessee, remember against Tennessee, he threw for 453 yards for crying out loud. They had 595 yards offense. They can definitely make it a game with Georgia and keep it well within the spread. But if Anthony Richardson, that threw the two crucial interceptions against Kentucky, shows up, then I think Florida might be in trouble. And he's had enough off games this year where it has been difficult. Georgia's a team that will step on your throat in the second half if they get the chance. So this one I'm practically staying away from. I don't know if we're going to get good Anthony Richardson or bad Anthony Richardson there.
The other game in that 2:30 win, well, there's actually a couple. There is a ranked-unranked matchup with Oklahoma State and Kansas State that I'll get to in a second. But Oregon and Cal interest me only because, Phil, I don't know how you feel about it. We haven't had this conversation yet, but Oregon's only loss, of course, was to Georgia in the opener. They've been impressive since, and they might be the Pac-12's best chance at a playoff spot. I don't know how you feel about it, but they got to avoid tripwires, and this would be one going to Berkeley. What do you think about the Ducks coming off a really big win last week against UCLA, now having to go down to Berkeley?
Oregon does look like the best team in the Pac-12 right now, them and USC. I think that loss to Georgia hurts them playoff-wise in the fact that it was to an SEC team. So if there's a one-loss SEC team and a one-loss Oregon, especially if it's a Georgia that they're going up against, they'd have no chance of making it in the playoff. And I think the committee would look at that. So I think it will be tough, but I love the way they're playing. And I do remember they had 14 first downs in the first half against Georgia. Now, this is a flat spot for them coming off that big game against UCLA at home. A daring onside kick in that one. Both teams were scoring every time they had the ball. Oregon made the onside kick, got it, and scored again, made it a two-score game, and then took over from there. They're playing great defense. Offensively, they're averaging 146 yards above what their opponents allow. The only scary part here is a letdown situation, and Justin Wilcox is a horrible favorite. But he's really, really good as a dog, and he's a big dog here, getting 17 points. So I like the Ducks to win the game, but could be a decent game in the fact that Cal can be a tough underdog.
All right, Phil Steele is with us. Phil, sit tight. We'll grab a break, come back, and we'll continue with the afternoon and evening slate as well. Of course, you want to wager on any of these games, you can do so at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. Of course, DraftKings, not only an official sports betting partner of the NFL, but also an official sports betting partner of the NBA. So right now, it's a great time. New customers bet just $5 on any money line play on any NBA game. If you hit, they'll give you $200 in free bets, but you got to use the promo code Baton Rouge. Again, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. You got stepped-up same-game parlays that'll boost up to 100%. Got to opt in. You can do that at the app, but go check it out at the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. The football weekend's here. You want to wager on all of it. You want to do it at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus issued as free bets. One boost per eligible game. Opt-in required. Parlay and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football terms. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem. Call 1-877-7-0-STOP.
AFR.
All right, we're going to continue with Phil Steele here in just a quick minute. I want to remind you about Insurance Network of Louisiana. Of course, it is a Friday, but they're there for another hour over at Insurance Network of Louisiana till 4:30. So if you want to give them a buzz, you can do it right now at 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. Tell you every day, better coverage for less money. That's Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450, 293-0450, or lainsurance.net. And I tell you all the time, not only do they shop to get you better coverage for less money, but they become your agent as well. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a rock hit my windshield, and the crack ran. I have a big crack in my windshield. So I called Adam over at Insurance Network of Louisiana to say, hey, I need to get my insurance replaced or my windshield replaced. I have a policy that gives me free windshield replacement. So called, got the claim approved, boom, got the new windshield. Insurance Network of Louisiana, 293-0450, 293-0450, or online at lainsurance.net.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate.
Failure happens to us all.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we continue with Phil Steele, of course, on Twitter at PhilSteele042. We always appreciate Phil's time previewing the biggest game of the college football weekend. Tailgate segment less than 15 minutes from right now. Theriot in 27 minutes. Phil, let's pick up in the Big 12. You got one of only a few matchups this weekend between ranked teams. It is Oklahoma State against Kansas State. Really disappointing loss a week ago for Kansas State when they had won against TCU. What do you think, Phil? Oklahoma State, Kansas State from Manhattan on Saturday.
Yeah, and this is one of those games where when you look at Oklahoma State, they're not that impressive. I mean, they're 6-1 this year, and yet they're plus 12 yards per game. And they've taken on Arkansas Pine Bluff on the schedule. So how are you just plus 12 yards per game at that point in the season with only one loss? The answer would be they're number one in my special teams rankings. So that's really helping them out this year. And Spencer Sanders is not turning the ball over. But the last 4 weeks, their defense giving up 504 yards per game 332 through the air. Nothing impressive about Oklahoma State. My computer's average game grade ranks them number 39. However, the one thing they do each week is cover. And, they're 13-1 against the spread in their last 14 Big 12 regular season games. Even the game they lost to TCU, they're getting 3.5. They covered. They're 18-6-1 against the spread against ranked foes. And the aforementioned Kansas State quarterback injuries. I don't know who's going to start here, who's going to be healthy here. But if they're down to Jake Rubley, their number 3 quarterback, look out. So as good as Kansas State's been playing this year with their quarterback injuries and the fact that no matter how Oklahoma State looks, they just cover every week, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I believe they're getting a point or two here.
Getting 1.5 is what I'm showing right here at DraftKings. So Oklahoma State plus the 1.5 there. And then in the ACC, Phil, Wake Forest, their only loss was that barn burner against Clemson. And they're 6-1. They're ranked 10th in the country. And they're on the road at Louisville. They're a short favorite here at just 3.5. What about the Demon Deacons there in Louisville?
We can expect some points here because Louisville's got a healthy quarterback now in Malik Cunningham. I remember last year when these two faced off, it was 37-34. I think we'll have the same type of game here. Defensively, I'm actually going to give the edge to Louisville. They're holding opponents to 55 yards per game below their season average this year. Wake's just about even in that category. And the interesting stat to me is Louisville has played the much tougher schedule, number 15. Meanwhile, Wake's played about the number 70 schedule, and yet they're both plus 61 yards per game. I know Louisville lost the game to Florida State, a game they led at the half. They lost that game to Boston College, a game they lost Cunningham in the fourth quarter. But Brock Doman, when he does come off the bench, has been much better. He played a really good game against Virginia, had 3 series against Pitt, and they were able to win that game by 14 at home against a really good Pitt team. I think this is a Louisville team that's under the radar. As long as Malik Cunningham stays healthy in this game, I think they can pull the upset here.
All right. Phil Steele on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Phil, let's move into the night window. Another one of those ranked-on-ranked matchups is Kentucky and Tennessee. It's in Knoxville. Phil, the only thing I look about this, and I know you talk about it all the time, is situations. And Tennessee maybe a little bit of a look-ahead spot with the giant game in Athens next week. Kentucky is a tough foe under Mark Stoops. Tennessee's a big favorite, 12 points. Is this a sticky spot for the third-ranked Vols?
It's definitely one that's in question. And I tell you what, this is one of those games where I almost suggest you take a parlay on it because if you like Kentucky, you like the under. Because if this is a close game at the half and it's a lower-scoring game, I think Kentucky's very dangerous here. With their defense, the fact they've got Will Levis, a quarterback, back healthy now. They've got Christopher Rodriguez, who missed the first 4 games, completely healthy. And Rodriguez looked like it against Mississippi State, 197 yards rushing. They can definitely be a threat. But if Tennessee can get this into a scoring match, I don't think Kentucky can keep up with Tennessee. Tennessee's a team that could put up 40, 50 points a game, and I don't think Kentucky can. So if you like Tennessee, I recommend you take the over because that means Tennessee's scoring their 40, 50 points per game, and that should put the game over the total as well. So I think it is a dangerous spot with Georgia looking ahead. The good thing for Tennessee, they had UT Martin last week. So I think they're a little bit fresher than you would normally be. Kentucky is off a bye and dangerous. I'm going to lean a little bit with Tennessee and the over, but it could go either way.
Phil, let's talk about Michigan State. That's the night game on ABC. Michigan is a huge favorite in this ballgame, 23 points. It's in Ann Arbor. But, man, we have seen wacky stuff in that rivalry, and Michigan State has certainly had their success against the Wolverines in the last decade plus. Is this a spot where maybe the rivalry keeps it closer than that line would indicate?
Yeah, I remember when Michigan's running back Hart said after their 6th straight win over Michigan State that they are our little brother, and Michigan State thrived on that since then, basically, because Michigan State has actually gone 12-4 straight up in the series, including winning the last 2. So it would be one that I normally would take the rivalry dog, but there's a couple things I really like about Michigan here. First of all, if you watch last year's game, I mean, that thing was Michigan was up by 16. I think Michigan State had a 4th and long, and he throws it past the end zone, and somehow gets it for a touchdown. Somehow they get this play here and this play here, and all of a sudden Michigan State pulls out the win. I think if Michigan gets up by 16 this year, they're going to put the hammer down, much like they did against Penn State a couple weeks ago. And I think Penn State's a better team than Michigan State is this year. And yet, it was sort of a misleading final that Michigan only won that game 41-17. Remember at the half, they had an 18-1 first down advantage, but we're only leading 16-14 because Penn State got a long run by their quarterback, and then they got an interception return for a touchdown. They had one first down, and they were only losing by 2, and Michigan only won the game by 24. Michigan's a team that can dominate them at the line of scrimmage. I think J.J. McCarthy's going to have a big day throwing against that Michigan State secondary. They're playing with legitimate revenge, and they talked about it all off season. When they asked what the goal was for Michigan, the players, the coaches all said, we want to beat both Michigan State and Ohio State in the same year. Normally, they just worry about Ohio State. This year, they're fully focused on Michigan State, making them a rival. I like Michigan State or Michigan to get the revenge and get it big here.
All right, Phil, last one. Boy, on the marquee, this isn't one that many nationally are going to circle and say, man, I got to see what happens there. But because of what's happened around Texas A&M, they're fascinating. The fact that they're preseason top 10, they're sitting there at 3-4. They finally returned home after being on the road for more than a month now. Ole Miss, we know what happened last week in Baton Rouge, maybe trying to validate some of the early season success here. Ole Miss is a 1.5-point road favorite. It's almost a coin flip with Ole Miss at Texas A&M. A couple of teams, Phil, their records are vastly different, but both feel maybe a little bit of desperation in this spot. What do you think happens Saturday night there at Kyle Field?
Yeah, and, watching Ole Miss all year, haven't been really blown away with them. I mean, they're 3-5 against the spread for a reason. You go back to the Troy game, they weren't overly impressive. The Tulsa game, Tulsa was down 8 points and had the ball. The Kentucky game, I thought they were going to beat Kentucky by more than a touchdown. They only won that game by 3. And then, the Auburn game they didn't cover. And last week, once it got past the first quarter, which is LSU's problem this year, LSU just flat out dominated the rest of the game and destroyed them in the second half. And now, when you look at A&M, I'm going to go back to last week's South Carolina game. It was just an amazing thing that happened to Texas A&M. Numerous spots in that game. First of all, South Carolina led 17-0. How? On 19 yards offense and 1 first down. They got a kick return touchdown, interception return, fumble return, all inside the 5 or 10 yard line on the second 2, and got a field goal and a touchdown off of it. Then Texas A&M just took control of the game. They had a 23-13 first down edge. They're down by 3. They're going to come back and win the game. Oops, they lose their quarterback, Haynes King to injury. Connor Wegman has to come off the bench and didn't look that well prepared. And all of a sudden they end up losing to South Carolina. Now they're back at home. I think a lot of teams playing 3 straight SEC road games would have 3 straight losses. Like A&M, I think they might just be the better team. They're a little banged up right now, especially in the offensive line. But I like A&M to get the upset at home in College Station, where they're a much better team.
Phil Steele on Twitter at Phil Steele 042. A lot of action in college football this weekend. And, of course, if you want tidbits on all of it, you go take the Phil Steele Plus tour and make sure you're there at Phil Steele Plus. Phil, why don't you give a tidbit there about Phil Steele Plus?
I appreciate that. Nice 4-2 week last week. Would have been 5-1 had we won that doggone Kansas State game.
Phil, I'm still ticked about it, man. That was going to be a rocking chair cover, man.
You know what, Matt, I got to ask you a question. Did you mark down win on your sheet? Because when somebody does that, that's when the game loses.
I did not, but I definitely turned the channel. I'll tell you that.
But anyway, you get the Phil Steele Plus tour. You get yourself 6 free selections, 5 quick hitters. It's doing extremely well on the year, and it's all absolutely free. Learn how to use Phil Steele Plus and get yourself a bunch of free plays with complete reasoning behind it. Just go to philsteele.com, check out the daily blog. Or go to the YouTube channel and check out the Phil Steele tour for today. It's up right now.
Phil, you're the best. Thanks as always. We'll do it again next Friday.
Sounds great, Matt. Have yourself a great weekend. Looking forward to the big game next week.
Of course, we are as well. That is Phil Steele. We will preview LSU Bama and the rest of the slate next Friday with Phil Steele. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Our tailgate segment is next. AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. or online at onehourbr.com. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. Going down Bluebonnet today, saw River City's 1 Hour Air van right there around Highland Road. You can't miss them. I mean, they're basically these big, giant, yellow rolling billboards, but every time you see one, you realize that's another Baton Rouge homeowner, another one of your friends, your neighbors, calling River City's 1 Hour Air the way that I do and the way that so many of you have done for 40 years. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, preseason heater safety check. Y'all, get this done. Preseason heater safety check. Call, mention the Moscona special. They'll knock $30 off the price just for mentioning the show. Do this before the cold weather comes. Make sure your heater is clean, tuned up, efficient, safe to operate during the winter months. River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
When I was a boy, I spent my days climbing trees, catching fish. Barefoot in the river I walked, listening to crickets, counting stars. This was home. After my stroke, I wondered if I'd make it back to the people and places I love. But I got the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Your card matters. Your home does too.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Do we even know what we're talking about?
That was on air. Trustee Linedecker in studio, our tailgate segment, Chris's Specialty Foods. We're talking about Halloween. Theriot's in studio talking about goofballs that dress up for Halloween. People got mad at me earlier this week, like him, Tressie. He was a big Halloween guy. Because I think kids should dress up for Halloween, go trick or treat, but adults that dress up for Halloween, I just ain't one of them.
And that's your prerogative.
And you said you're dressing up like a nun.
I'm gonna miss the Dunham Baker game because I'm going to a Halloween party where you have to dress up. And I went to the costume store late, and it was, pardon my French, slut nurse or cop, or like that blow up ride a unicorn.
Yeah.
So I went with the nun thing, and I think it'll fit me well.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is it the first time that we've ever, in the history of AFR, had the word slut used? No? No? Theriot says no?
Okay.
I was going to say yes.
I would think so. I don't ever recall.
Nice.
Maybe someone could. Look, anytime. We've done the show a long time. If you're breaking ground on this show, that's accomplishing something. So I tip my cap. I salute you for that.
So last week we talked about hiding bodies in a freezer, and this week sluts. And
We talked about hiding bodies in a freezer?
Well, Ryan and I did.
Was I here?
Yeah, you host the show.
You were on last week? You're never here. What was that in relation to? Hiding bodies in a freezer.
We were talking about deer processing.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I got it. Oh, got it. Whatever you kill, you can probably, yeah. I host a lot of shows. Right? You show up for like 1 hour, for part of an hour a week. All right. I'm sitting in the chair for 15 hours a week. Leave me alone. All right. You do what you do over there. Terry is playing your phone. How are you? Thanks for coming in, as always.
Awesome. Thank you.
Open date. We always like to kind of do the eat the competition type deal where you're bringing something relative to who LSU's playing. So no opponent this week. So what did you decide to do?
So I decided today we were going to talk turkey.
All right.
So Thanksgiving's coming. We still have some post-pandemic supply chain issues getting turkeys and so forth. So I'm going to encourage everyone to start early.
Okay.
But today I brought something a little different. We do what's called a turkey roll. So if you have either a smaller amount of people coming over, or if you want to have a variety of stuff, this one is actually a crawfish etouffee stuffed turkey roll.
Oh, wow.
So we take the turkey breast and wrap it and then stuff it with a crawfish etouffee. And then this morning, Coben put this one on the smoker for you.
Oh, wow. So how long do you smoke this?
Yeah, he smoked it for a couple of hours. It kind of depends on how much time you have. If you're just going to put it in the oven, I think it's like 350 for about 2 hours.
Oh, that's a great idea. So like if you have Thanksgiving, you don't want to cook the whole turkey.
Right.
You order this, maybe a smaller a number of people, or as you said, like if you have a variety of stuff instead of the whole turkey, that could be a good option.
Yeah, so we can stuff this with rice dressing, with
that was going
Buddha.
to be my question. So that you said this is what again? Crawfish?
Crawfish etouffee. Yep.
Wow, that's incredible. So what else can you stuff it with?
We have a shrimp one. We have boudin sauce, pork sausage, cornbread. Rice dressing is my favorite, but just a variety of things.
I want to ask you about tailgate for next week with Bama in a second, but it is good that you brought up Thanksgiving because I know I think this is great that y'all do this. You can do like at Chris's a fully prepared Thanksgiving, like turkey sides, all that stuff. Are y'all already taking orders for that? How does that work?
We are. We absolutely taking orders. So our turkey gravy and our cornbread dressing is. It's almost like cocaine. I mean, we have lots.
Sluts, dead bodies, cocaine. We just turned into. Look at Terry's pumping his fist. We just turned into a mob movie. Is what we did. I love this. This is so good. I'm just wondering what ground will break next.
I know. I'm probably going to get a job offer from Gordy as soon as I leave here. Anyway, we usually have lines outside the door. For years, we've sold out. We've gotten a little better at stocking the shelves. But the cornbread dressing, the turkey gravy, we have mac and cheese, we have cream spinach, and then, of course, the protein of the meal. We can do a turkey. We can do a fried turkey, a stuffed turkey, a turducken, a turkey roll, stuffed chicken, you name it. We can probably do it.
Okay, I'm glad. And you can always go to the website, chrisspecialtyfoods.com. So it's like back-to-back S's, chrisspecialtyfoods.com. You see the full menu. You can get everything shipped. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think Coben brought in something that was like, it was like 3 or 4 different birds. It was like it wasn't just a turducken. It was like a turkey, duck, chicken, something else in there. Do you know what that, you remember what that was?
It was probably just the regular turducken stuffed with something. So we start with a big turkey, and then inside it we have the duck breast as well as some chicken breast.
Okay.
And so, and then we stuff it with either an etouffee or a boudin or something.
That's
like
crazy.
That. Yep.
So where on the website, I know normally on the website around holiday time, there's like a button that's like, order your whole Thanksgiving here. I'm looking at the website right now. If it's not there, don't look at that button's there now. So what do people do?
We did it a la carte.
Okay.
Because it was easier for people just to pick what they want. So you can go, I think there's a turducken icon.
So do you just go on the homepage here to
scroll down?
Scroll down. All right. There's DoorDash. Oh, here you go.
Right there. Yeah, so there's a turkey menu, and I thought there was there's a turducken menu as well. So you can pick your fried turkey, smoked turkey, stuffed turkey, and then turduckens, and then all your sides.
Oh, that's incredible. All right, so go to chrisspecialtyfoods.com. You can let Chris take care of your entire Thanksgiving if you don't want to cook. chrisspecialtyfoods.com. So no game this weekend. So what do the line deckers do?
Well, we got high school football tonight.
That's true.
We've got Dunham playing the Baker Buffaloes. They should come away with a win. Other than that, tomorrow we'll do a little bit of work and have a Halloween party, get dressed up.
To each their own.
And get ready for another LSU game next week.
We're looking forward to that as well because we'll definitely talk about people, what they can do for their tailgate for next week if they want to start getting ready. It's going to be huge. I mean, it's LSU Bama. It's a night game. You'll have all day. So next Friday, we'll have tons of good tailgate recipe ideas with Tressie and the folks over at Chris's Specialty Foods. chrisspecialtyfoods.com. 4 locations. You can find them all there at the website. Thank you, as always, for coming in. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Theriot, who's already in here, will just jump on the mic next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by GMFS Mortgage and GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy, refi, construction loans. I tell you all the time, if you're buying, if you're building, if you're refinancing, GMFS Mortgage can help you. I know a lot of people have noticed interest rates tick up here in the last several months. The thing is, a lot of people say, well, I'll wait to buy a home or wait to refi until rates go down again. The truth is they're probably going to keep going up before they go down. They'll go down again. But the great thing is lock in now before they go up, and then when they go down again, refi. Listen, you don't have to take my word for it. Have this conversation with a local loan officer. I mean, GMFS Mortgage helped Eric and I buy our first home. We got married. We actually had a 0 down payment loan. They have so many different loan products for you that could help. We used GMFS when we bought our second home. We refied that home when rates were great about 2 years ago. GMFSmortgage.com. Buying, building, refinancing. GMFS Mortgage wants to be your lender for life. GMFSmortgage.com.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. After 4 days off, the Phillies and Astros open the World Series tonight in Houston. The Astros have won their first 7 postseason games. The record is 8, set by the Royals back in 2014. So can the Phillies stop this runaway train? ESPN's Jesse Rogers.
They're the clear underdog. There's no doubt. But they are a hot underdog. They're an underdog with incredible mojo right now. So if you're going to be an underdog, this is the kind of underdog you want to be.
And you want to be with ESPN Radio and the ESPN app for every pitch of the World Series, starting with Game 1 coverage tonight at 7 Eastern. Broncos coach Nathaniel Hackett confirms today Russell Wilson will be starting at quarterback for Sunday's game against the Jaguars in London. Wilson practiced today with no limitations. He missed last week's game with a hamstring strain. From college football, Tennessee wideout Cedric Tillman will play for the number 3 Vols tomorrow against 10th-ranked Kentucky. Tillman missed 4 games after left ankle surgery.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Even if they have to go up to the 6th man in Seattle, they're going to find a way, like they do, to win this game.
Can I? What do you mean the 6th man in Seattle?
Get more from the guys Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Let's ride. That Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You picture better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusu. And Theriot. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Hey, how's the week?
Great week.
Yeah?
Really good. Yeah. It's a little fall in the air. In the mornings
fall
are
in the air.
Chilly in the evenings.
Little 50-degree piece. You know what was interesting last night? Got off of work, went home to watch a little Thursday night football, sat out on the back patio, a little outdoor kitchen piece, watched the game, had some sweatpants, long sleeve shirt on. I mean, it was only like 65 degrees, but no humidity, a little breeze, a little chilly. Felt nice.
You know what tomorrow is?
Saturday.
Tomorrow marks the greatest day for sports this year.
Oh.
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
And it happens, and there's 7 days maybe that it'll happen this year, but tomorrow's the first one where you'll have
College football.
World
Series.
NBA.
NHL.
So it's good.
You're
I'm
missing
excited.
NFL.
Yeah, but not tomorrow. I mean, NFL will be Sunday.
Sunday would be better.
We won't have college football.
Yeah.
I'm a more of a college.
I get it. So am
football
I.
guy than-
So I get it.
So
But the world cares more about the NFL than
Maybe.
college football. Not maybe, they do. The world.
for me tomorrow's.
Let's get it. I get it. But the world cares more about the NFL than they do college football.
Maybe.
Not maybe. That's a fact.
I mean,
like
they might.
no, that's a
Maybe.
fact. In this country,
Maybe.
you look at that's not a maybe. In this country, you look at a heat map of the number one sport. The only place in the country where it's college football is our little corner here in the Southeast, which is why we dominate college football, because we care about it more than everybody else does.
Maybe.
No, not maybe. That's a fact. It's digital.
Fair enough. Well played.
I knew that would get you to
Well
shut
played.
up. I knew that would get you to shut up. I knew it.
Got
it.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Got him. Woo! Feel good on this Friday.
It's a good week though, man.
Rested,
It's,
no game, rested, recharged.
Yeah.
Going this weekend. Do a little dinner tomorrow night. A little date night. Excited about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be good.
Halloween right around the corner.
I don't care about Halloween at all.
A good pick last night of Erica Moscona, just getting ready. I love it. Shout out.
You know what? She's going to get. Erica Moscona's getting to kick rocks in the next segment.
Oh, stop that.
She's getting to kick rocks.
Her and holidays go hand in hand. They were made for each other.
That is true.
Shout out, Erica.
And given how little I like holidays, you can tell how that usually goes over in our house. She is like,
she's in
beaming for holidays, and I just don't care.
She's
don't
in.
care about Halloween.
We FaceTime last night, and what I was expecting was Drew to be wearing the shirt from Buc-ee's that I bought him because it's Halloween season. Didn't happen.
Talk to your dear lifelong friend, Erica.
But I did get to see my guy, so that was good last night.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Drew did want to FaceTime Ryan last night. That happened at like 9 o'clock.
It was a thing.
It was a thing that happened, IRL.
So I want to talk a little bit about Halloween today, if I could.
Yeah, please.
When I was prepping for this letter this week, I realized that my Halloween letters have been some of my personal favorites.
Okay.
You know, I've had a couple good Christmas. My favorite is Yoga Pants. That was a good one. And then when I crushed the big sunglasses was a good one too. 30A was funny.
30A was good. You did one that I think is your best ever. That was it was parents who post videos of their kids because they think they're good but they actually stink.
Yeah.
And Drew likes that. He found it on YouTube and he watches it all the time.
Yeah, because he's got a couple friends that are like that, I'm sure.
Well, no, it's not that. I don't even think he understands the content. I think he just more likes how animated you are in it, likes to watch videos of you. But so I've heard that one so many times, and it was, I mean, like chef's kiss. I mean, you delivered it perfectly. It was really good.
I like my Halloween, so I want to revisit a few of those if that's okay.
Oh, well,
it's going to be a retread, but it's good because as I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, this is actually good stuff. So anyway, a couple things I'd like to revisit this Halloween season.
Can't wait.
In the past years, I've talked about the sexy Halloween outfits that all you trashy moms like to wear.
Yep. Respect, by the way, to the trashy moms.
Yeah, no offense, but
Respect.
that's how you got all the kids, right? You all know who you are, and newsflash, the black cat mask that you have on doesn't mean that people don't know who you are, okay?
Okay.
They recognize your children. They also can see your giant butt hanging out of the leotard and the cleavage that's hanging about 6 inches lower than acceptable.
I want to say that I respect your butt hanging out of the leotard or the cleavage. It's up to you. You do you.
Kidding me? Scaring all the kids walking around the neighborhood? Looks like a golf ball tied to some legs. Are you kidding me? Get out of here with that, bro.
Golf ball tied to legs.
The sexy nurse has to go. Not a fan of the sexy nurse. These people are professionals, okay? Shout out to all the nurses saving lives. These people are professionals who care for those in need, and creating fantasies for young children can turn into scars later on in life.
Okay.
We need to cancel that. The sexy nurse thing,
out.
With the short deal, with the
Done.
white and the little hat and the
Got
whole
it.
thing, done. Hate it, off it.
Okay.
It's irresponsible and gross to wear that type of outfit around children, and you guys need to be better. Okay, dads. Just not going to go after the ladies here. Getting hammered drunk and driving your ATV, your UTV, or your golf cart is the same as driving your vehicle while drunk.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The only difference is you're pulling a trailer with kids and moms on the back. Stay hot. Not only are you endangering your life, but also others on the road, so you guys need to grow up. Sit your butts at home and pass out candy like a real man does. Hay rides in the woods with Pawpaw pulling the trailer with his tractor are pretty cool. Hay rides through your neighborhood with some dude holding a Yeti cup driving a $20,000 Polaris is stupid. Parents who walk with their children from house to house making sure their kids are respectful and polite, pretty cool. Wino parents who lose their children 30 minutes into the night and don't realize they're following somebody else's kids are stupid. If you have children and go to an adult-only Halloween party and dress up in a costume, if you have children of your own who are dressing up for Halloween, but you choose to leave them at home with a babysitter and you put your own costume on and go to an adult-only Halloween party, then you're stupid. You need to grow up.
Hot dog. I thought that was going to go the other way.
If you're one of those guys that gives out little toys and trinkets, toothbrushes, crayons, or stickers instead of candy, then you're stupid. Kids want candy.
Who gets candy? What are you doing?
Kids want candy, not some dumb light-up ball or glow-in-the-dark necklace.
Bingo. And don't get the crappy candy either.
Nope.
Like, either don't give out candy or give out the good candy. Don't give out crappy candy.
What would be considered crappy candy?
Anything that's not the good candy that people want. The mixed bags of Snickers and Twix and Milky Way and Hershey bars and Dots and gummy bears and
all blow pop guy.
Yeah, whatever.
Twizzlers.
The stuff that Twizzlers. It's like it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, good stuff.
Just go to Walgreens or whatever. Get the mixed bag of good stuff and put it in a bowl.
Buy 10 of
them.
It
ain't hard.
It's not hard. If you hand out popcorn balls, candied apples, or anything that's not in a sealed package, then you're stupid.
Get out. What is this? 1912.
Y'all know we can't trust anything that's not packaged and sealed up in 2022.
Fact.
Okay, let's just be honest. You
Hashtag
guys all
fact.
see social media, the stuff they're
got
putting
it.
on candy and all that stuff. Okay.
Got it.
And then lastly, if you run out of candy, then you're just stupid as well. Sincerely, Ryan, that's my Halloween deal for today.
Okay. Thought that was going to go a different way. By the way, we're brought to you by Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service, shawbillstire.com. Honest to goodness true story happened today.
Okay.
Dropped her off at school, and I went straight from dropping him off at St. Lily into Traction to go work out. By the way, big shout out to Tev. Old young Tev's getting me in shape. Got a ways to go, but I'm getting there. I'm on my way, and some dude on Starring is like hanging out the window waving at me. And I'm like, what's going on? He's pointing at the car.
Yeah.
So we get up to the red light. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? He goes,
You're like, it's an Atlas, bro. You don't have to point.
I mean, I'm like, did I close the door and like have like a shirt hanging out or something, you know? Anyways, no, man, your tire's really low. So my rear driver's side tire was getting low. So pull up into Traction. Sure enough, leaking air. Good on Tev and Eddie. They pulled out one. I guess y'all have a big like compressor pump or something like that.
Yeah, I got that.
For your tractors or all the lawn equipment. So they pump me back up, and I drive over to Shawbill's. Right there on Burbank.
Oh.
And I want people to understand, it ain't like I walk up into Shawbill's like I own the place. I mean, I've endorsed them for a very long time, but like the guys working at Shawbill's, they ain't like Miss Beth or Martin. I mean, they don't necessarily know what it don't. It's not like it's just because it's me. Not that matters in any way, whatever.
Well, you're a guy.
I pull up into Shawbill's. I walk in. I was like, hey man, how can we help you? I got a leaking tire. It's audible. I can hear the air hissing. He goes, all right, man, well, you can have someone pick you up. Or you're going to wait on it? I was like, well, how long do you think it'll be till you get to it? Oh, look, we have a baby. We'll get to it right now. Like, okay, well, I'll wait. So they have a Keurig, make myself some coffee, get on the free Wi-Fi, they had a flat screen TV, watching RC on First Take, RC and Swagoo on First Take, answering some emails, drinking my coffee. Time passes. I look, my car's not in the bay anymore. Pull it around to the front. Guy walks up and goes, all right, you're all set to go. Looks like you rolled over a razor blade. We got you fixed up. I look at the invoice, $0.
Free.
I'm telling you, they will patch. You have a leak, they will patch your tire for free. They will do tire repairs for free. It's just what they've always done. It's why, like, I will always be, by the way, no appointment, in and out in about half an hour.
Mm-hmm. That's unheard of. At tire places?
At a tire place.
Unheard of.
They're the best. I mean, they are just the best. So you name brand tires at wholesale prices, but they treat you like family. They do great work. Just love them, man. Even if Shaw Bills quit advertising more, it wouldn't matter. I would go there forever. They're just the best, man. Appreciate them. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do Kick Rocks, and I have a really good hug. A really good hug I want to get to.
I like hugs.
We'll do it next. AFR.
AFR.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, rolling along. Glad you're with us here. We'll preview Game 1 of the World Series with Mr. The Riot here a little more than 10 minutes from right now. Got to get his thoughts.
Got to.
On Pell's Suns tonight out in the desert. We'll get to that. And Ask Ryan wrapping up this hour, so you can start to line up your questions. Email us, tweet us, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, text us. 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. I know you are a big Lady Tiger basketball fan.
The biggest.
I know, like, that's not even an exaggeration. Like, I'm serious. Like, you go to the games, you watch the games, they have season tickets to do. I didn't realize this. So they played an exhibition last night and blew out whoever they played. But I was reading the game recap, and LSU has a player named Last Tier Poa. She's a transfer. She's a JUCO transfer.
Whoa.
She's from...
What's her first name?
Last Tier, hyphenated. Last Tier is her first name.
Spell tier.
T-E-A-R. Last Tier. So she is from... She went to JUCO, Northwest Florida State College. She's from Melbourne, Australia, and went JUCO, and I was transferred. Look there, right there. Last Tier Poa, P-O-A. Last Tier Poa is her name. I think that's phenomenal.
I mean, I've never seen that before.
Can you imagine being the PA or the broadcaster?
What do you call her?
Last Tier?
I don't think so.
Poa? You would call her Poa? You've got to go Last Tier. Last Tier for 3.
Well, no, that's what the announcer's going to say. But I'm saying, what do her friends call her?
Oh. Lasty?
LT?
If she played baseball. LT? LT might be good. LTP? Last Tier Poa? I want to ask her. I'm legit curious. I don't think I've ever... Well, I know I've never seen that name before.
We got to get her on. You know, we should get Sharif maybe on to see what he thinks about that, too.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
Right.
You know, and I understand, but remember... Sharif's role is not just to talk about unique names. His role is to grade or rate frat names.
General Booty?
See, not interested in that. Well, actually, no, that would be good. Yes, I would be interested in knowing Sharif's thoughts on General Booty.
Yeah.
In General Booty.
Last Tier Poa.
Last Tier Poa.
I love
You'll get to see her when you go to the PMAC this year to watch the Lady Tiger basketball team. They're going to be good, man. I mean, obviously, Kim's an awesome coach. But
how about the recruiting that's going on over there? Now, look, the improvements that have been made to the women's basketball office out at Ops at LSU is unbelievable.
Oh,
when you walk in, it's like a nightclub. I mean, it is like full on lights everywhere,
awesome.
And I mean it's glitter and strobe lights and food.
Bro,
I mean,
Kim came in with her
strong.
with like to get her away from Baylor. Yeah. She had a checklist of demands.
That's
like
gorgeous. And look, most coaches say,
this.
"Hey, I need my office and I want it on this floor or whatever."
Yep.
They make no. You know what she said? I want the whole third floor, coach.
Yeah,
the whole thing. We don't just want one floor. I need the whole thing. And by the way, rip everything out. We're starting over.
Got him.
It's pretty good, bro.
That is pretty good.
Shout out. Can't wait.
You know what? If you're not down with Last Tier Poa and the Lady Tiger basketball team, you can kick rocks.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
What's the show on
I don't know.
TNT? I think it's TNT with Shaq and Barkley and Kenny and all them.
Inside the NBA?
Inside the NBA. I like the show.
Yeah, they're awesome.
It is really good.
They're so good.
It's a really good show. I enjoy it. I mean, I like Shaq a lot, so, that's part of it.
Of course.
And but I got to tell my guy Charles Barkley to kick rocks. And
kick rock.
And I've told him a few times. The one thing I don't like if I was in his position, the one thing I would not do is go after players, but obviously go after players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He went after Draymond pretty hard. Draymond deserved it, and he's a jerk, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But, look, my guy Klay Thompson has had 2 back-to-back, and I love Klay. 2 back-to-back season-ending injuries. ACL, which ends some people's careers.
Yeah.
Achilles, which ends some people's careers.
Yeah.
He's back out on the floor. He's contributing. Team won a title last year, and he's having down year. Later in his career with 2 major injuries, and Shaq's crushing the guy.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty weak, Shaq, and for that, you can kick rocks.
Shaq or Barkley?
Kick rocks.
You said Shaq.
I mean, not Shaq. Barkley.
Okay.
Barkley, not Shaq. Barkley.
All right.
Sorry, Shaq. The New Orleans Saints got to kick rocks, man.
Kick rocks.
Why would is that the one where you think that I'm upset?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be upset with any of
Oh,
these.
well, you were sitting over there when Tressie was in here, and you're like, I'm coming after you on Kick Rocks. You said you were coming after me.
No.
Or one that I wasn't going to like.
No, that was going to be the Yankees, but I didn't do that.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go after them. They deserve it.
I'm okay with the Yankees. All right. So the Saints stink, obviously. This is just crazy how bad they are this fast, right? But now you got a retread playing quarterback who stinks, and then the other guy who they signed who thought was going to be the guy, so he stinks. And then now you're going to trade the only guy on your team that's really any good. You're going to trade Kamara. So
they're not trading him.
So he's gone. And then you look in the stands, and everybody's got the bags and stuff on again. So it's over, and I just want the Saints to know that they can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
And then last but not least, for sure, is Tom Brady. I got to tell him to kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
You should have retired, okay? You got greedy. You got good numbers, great career, whole thing, the GOAT, blah, 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 blah. But the real GOAT would have retired. And
would have walked away?
He would have walked away. But this is not a good look, not a good way to go out for my guy Tom Brady, and so he can kick rocks.
Yeah.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
I got to do a hug.
I like hugs.
I want to give a hug to Alex Bregman, to Mattress Mac.
Oh, yeah.
As well. Did you see the story where there was a young boy selling lemonade to try to buy World Series tickets? Did you see the story?
Mm-mm.
So, young boy named Eli House was trying to sell lemonade to buy World Series tickets. Bregman finds out about it and basically arranges for this young boy, Eli House. Like they're if you're watching, they're showing him a video that Bregman sent Eli. Bregman got him tickets to the World Series.
Oh, wow.
Well, today, so this was earlier in the week. Well, today, they do the presentation to Eli and his family with Mattress Mac over at Gallery Furniture. I think it's Mattress Mac's place. I think it's Gallery Furniture. Well, they didn't give Eli 2 tickets. They gave him 6 tickets. So his whole family could go and he could bring a friend.
Wow.
So there's Eli with Mattress Mac at the Gallery Furniture stores. So awesome for Bregman, right? Bregman's just a great dude. I mean, we've known that forever, and he's a dude that always looks to help people, and that's an awesome thing. Eli House, though, I know their family really well. So Eli is a 2-time Zipper Club member. He's had 2 open heart surgeries. The surgeon that performed Drew's surgeries is the same surgeon that performed Eli's, but it goes even deeper than that. Eli's mom, Jenny, whose birthday happens to be today, Jenny is first cousins with my cousins. So we're basically by marriage, right? Distant by marriage. But we've known them since we were all kids. Like we all kind of, would see each other holidays and everything. So I've known Jenny, who's a Morgan. Her maiden name's Morgan now. House. It's so strange. Like when we were in the hospital with Drew at Texas Children's, Jenny would come see us. Eli's mom, because they lived a very similar thing, at Texas Children's with Eli and everything. But it's so cool. It was very serendipitous. And Alex doesn't know any of this. Like he doesn't know at all that I know Eli or Jenny. Like that I only got put onto this because my aunt, who's Jenny's aunt, right, sent me the videos of all of it, the video that Alex sent and all that sort of stuff. So it's just an awesome thing, man. I love when people help people and people do good things, and Bregman does an awful lot of that. He's used his platform and his celebrity to help a lot of people over the years, a lot of times without wanting or needing credit for it. And this is one that blew up a little bit, but he got Mattress Mac involved, and they did a great thing. So tip of the cap to him, man.
Well, now I know why he didn't answer my respond when I asked him for tickets.
You asked him for tickets?
Awesome.
He was getting tickets for
what's it, Ethan?
Eli.
Eli, thanks, Eli.
For Eli House.
I'm good. I didn't want to go, Eli.
Maybe you should reach out to the House family and see if you could be Eli's +1.
We've already got 6 of them.
That's what I'm saying.
A little greedy, Eli.
It's the family, and then +1 for a friend. You could be the +1. I could holler at Jenny. I'll shoot her a text. Hey, Theriot wants to go. I don't think you'll make it though for first pitch. Unless what, you want us to get you a jet to get over the twos? Can we help you with that, sir?
Mattress Mac probably could.
The Mattress Mac could make that happen.
I mean, he's got $10 million on the Stros, by the way.
Mattress Mac, doesn't he stand to make like $75 million if it hits? Isn't that the number? Yeah.
He's got $10 million on the Stros. Is that what it is?
I'm not sure, but $75 million is the payout. It'd be a record.
He's got $10 million on Houston, but how would you have $10 million with a payout?
Who are you pulling for? Are we gonna talk about that later? Did I mess that up?
Next segment. Let's do that next segment. Okay. All right. We'll knock out a quick break. We'll get to Ask Ryan in about 15 minutes. You can line up your questions. Yeah, let's get to that. We'll talk World Series preview, and I also want to talk Pel Suns because I know you're a giant Pelicans homer. All right. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR. It's a raving fan shout-out. Presented by Darren James & Associates, brokered by eXp Realty.
I can handle it today. You need to sell your home? You need to call Darren James. The thing about Darren, whenever you talk to him, he'll always say his number one priority is helping people get to whatever that next phase of life is. And oftentimes when you're selling a home, it's because it is some monumental moment in your life. If your family's growing, you need a bigger home. If you're being relocated for work, you have to sell your home. Look, sometimes it's not for great reasons. Maybe like families separate and things like that happen. But either way, you want the home sold quickly for top dollar and to be a hassle-free process. That's what Darren James thrives. That's what he strives to do for every one of his clients. You could be next. Thinking about buying or selling a home? You need to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans
and love for our community.
We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Summer of Performance.
This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
For myself, yeah, it's a big stage and it's a World Series, but it's just another game when we step out on that field. And that's all I try to focus on, is to make pitches when I need to and focus every single pitch. I can't control the results that happen, and the only thing I can control is my body on the mound and my emotions and, where that pitch is going. So that's kind of how I keep my focus in line and my emotions in check.
Aaron Nola gets the ball for Philadelphia game 1 against the Houston Astros. Aaron Nola against Justin Verlander. Oddly, Verlander has never won. He's never been the winning pitcher in a World Series game. I mean, you all beat him. I know you all beat him with the Giants back in 2012 when he was in Detroit. And during his time with the Astros, he's never won a World Series game. Why is that?
It's different. It's different in October. The game, it's a different game, especially, the playoffs, you can see it. And then once you get to the World Series, man, you have so much time to prepare. I tell people this all the time. It's such a repetitive, it's like Groundhog Day. You show up to the field, you go play. You play 162 games in 180 days. In the playoffs, especially the World Series, now these guys are focusing on one pitcher. The analytics departments are so good. The video departments are so good. You can actually, really prepare and game plan for that one guy. If the pitchers make one mistake, and everybody's so locked in, then they pay for it. So, some guys, they dominate in the postseason. They step their game up. Maybe they do something different. But I think it's because Verlander is so consistent and so predictable. Although he's great, first ballot Hall of Famer, it just gives the offense time to prepare.
How do you like Verlander against the Phillies lineup?
Look, the Phillies are hot right now. I mean, they're playing really good baseball. Defensively, they've struggled a little bit all year. You saw it in the playoffs, kind of rear its head a few times. First baseman, just drops a ball that hits him right in the glove. I mean, we don't see that in Little League. But they've played great defense as of late. The offense, Bryce Harper, when he gets hot, and he's had a great postseason, when he gets hot, he's the best in the game. I mean, hitting the ball the other way, pulling the baseball. You've got the kid at first base hit a ton of homers,
Hoskins.
Ton of home runs in big spots. So I like the matchup for Philly there offensively, truthfully.
The other interesting thing is that tonight they get another bat in the lineup because they're playing in an AL ballpark. So Harper's going to DH tonight. Can you pull up the starting lineup again, Paulie, if you would? Just have you take a look at this and see. They're going to lead off Schwarber batting in left and Hoskins at first, Real Muto catching, Harper DH and batting fourth, Castellanos, Bohm, Stott, Segura, Marsh, and then Nola on the mound.
So,
what do you think?
I mean, look, we know what Schwarber, Hoskins, Real Muto, Harper, Castellanos is going to do. Even Bohm, I mean, can really swing the bat. I think Segura and Marsh are probably the two X factors here. I don't know how much you've watched of the Phillies, but Marsh is
this year, none.
Okay,
I mean, until the postseason. But the only thing we talked about the Phillies every day on Tigers and the Pros is how they never gave Aaron Nola any run support.
Yeah,
and we sit here and crushed him all season. Like, trade him, you cowards! Like, what you're wasting a phenomenal career, dude's ERA. What is his ERA for the season?
It was like 3.3. It was like 3.3 in the regular season.
With a losing record.
With a losing, dude's got an ERA of 3 with a losing record.
Segura,
but look at them now. They're in the World Series, man. They're 4 wins away from a championship.
Segura and Marsh. And Segura's a veteran, been around for a while, going to put the ball in play, doesn't strike out. Marsh is a guy kind of do the same thing. If those two guys get on base, look, Kyle Schwarber can swing the bat. Hoskins swing the bat. Harper can swing the bat. You know, if they get on base, it's going to be. I'm leaning toward the Phillies tonight, truthfully.
Do you like Nola Verlander?
Yeah, I do.
What about?
Can I say why?
Yeah, please.
From a hitter's standpoint, first off, nobody throws sinkers anymore. Guys that do and have good ones have a lot of success in 2022. Okay, Nola's probably has the best sinker in the major leagues. The hard part about that offensively from a hitter is I don't know if his ball is going to sink 6 inches, 8 inches, or 4 inches. I just know that it's sinking. And so what you have to do is you're swinging to a spot. Sometimes when he's inconsistent with his sink, it makes it virtually impossible to hit from a hitter's standpoint. And then 2 breaking balls he can throw for a strike. He's very hard to game plan for. Every time he pitches, truthfully, I pick him to win for that reason. Hitters just aren't used to seeing what he's got.
Yeah. Astros have certainly the World Series experience, right? I mean, it's not that this whole roster has been there for the 4. This is the 4th time in 6 years, fourth in 6 years. But a lot of these guys do have that experience. So how much does that matter?
Well, if it wasn't for Jeremy Pena, they wouldn't be where they are right now, who has 0, postseason experience.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of, yes, it's important. But I just look at the veterans, standpoint, right? Guys that have been in the league and been in high pressure situations, which, it's kind of what and what when you talk about guys and how long they've been there. I mean, Verlander's been pitching since I was playing, so obviously that take that and throw that out. But I don't put a whole lot of stock in that. It's really like who's hot, man. Who's hot at that time? And the Astros are hot. I mean, they have guys that are swinging the bat well. Their superstar also is swinging the bat well, and Alex Bregman, who's had a great postseason. If you watch his at bats over the last 2 or 3 weeks, which I've been pretty locked in, he looks like Alex Bregman at LSU. It's base hits up the middle. It's base hits to right center field. It's curveball out in front just a touch. Oh, let me hit this in the Crawford boxes up there. It's a professional approach to hitting. It's a winning approach to hitting. And then you throw Pena in there who just had an unbelievable coming out party this postseason. And then what is it, Yornado?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Some of the biggest at bats. Jordan.
Yeah, he's
some of the biggest at bats this postseason.
I mean, they're phenomenal. I mean, they're the most talented team in this postseason.
He hit a ball to Fort Worth like in the first round. I mean, just demolished it.
Yeah, they're good, man. So who do you like in the series? You said you like the Phillies tonight in Game 1?
I like the Phillies tonight for sure.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's going to 7.
Okay. Wow.
I do think this series is going to go to 7. I think you'll see Philly. I think Philly takes at least 1. There's a good chance they win the first 2. Just from pitching matchup standpoint.
The first 2 in Houston?
They're throwing 2 guys out there that are.
I get it.
And so, but I do think the experience that you talked about comes back, and I think it goes to 7. And I think my head thinks Houston's going to win in 7. My heart wants Philly to win in 7.
Why are you going for Philly?
Obviously Nola, but their
Bregman?
bench. No, he's already got one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good. Their bench coach. And this is hard for me, bro. I don't know how much time we got, but this is tough. But their bench coach in Philly is a guy by the name of Bobby Dickerson.
Okay.
Bobby was my manager in the minor leagues. And other than Skip, probably the most influential coach in my career. Held me to a level higher than I held myself, challenged me every single day. And without him, I would not have made it to the major leagues. Fact. Like that is a fact. And Bobby is there. This is his first time there, and I'd like to see him get a ring. Flip side of that is same thing with Dusty, right? Hall of Fame manager, coached me.
Yeah.
And Dusty doesn't have a ring yet either. So I mean, either one of them, I'm going to be happy. My head says Houston. My heart says Philly.
Okay. I don't know that I would have you laid out a pretty compelling case for the Phillies, especially if you think they're going to win the first 2 games in Houston. If they win the first 2 games in Houston, I think they win the series. But because you will have the opportunity to throw Aaron Nola 3 times.
Right.
So, I was leaning more Astros in 5, like cakewalk. I mean, they're as much as you said the Phillies are hot, so is Houston.
They are.
I mean, they just swept the Yankees. I mean, they're talented. They're hot. They believe. They think they're going to win it. They got home field. I mean, to me, this feels very easy. But you made a pretty compelling case there for the Phillies. Well, look, we saw last year, like the Phillies won, 86 games this year? 85 games? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, I mean,
how many they won this year?
I believe it was 86. Yeah.
So they won 86. Didn't the Braves last year win 87?
I don't remember that off the top.
It's like the Phillies and the Phillies won, I think, one fewer game than the Braves did a year ago.
Yeah.
So, but the perception is light years apart. But Braves just won a year ago as an 87-win team. So
and they won it. They won it on the backs of their starting pitching too. You know, Atlanta did, and that's what I think in Philly. What's the number 2 guy's name, Muse? I know you know for Philly.
Zach Wheeler.
His last outing was as dominant of a start that I've seen in Major League Baseball this year. I mean, absolutely dominated. And if you got Nola and him going back to back, I just don't see how the other team scores. And the Yankees stink too, bro. So there's that.
I know. Like, you're not hurting my feelings. You're just making me sad.
They punched out 50 times.
Well, game
in
one,
4 games.
We don't need to. This isn't. Nobody cares. But
50.
That's the first game where they struck out 17 times. It just was not a surprise. Like, you played game 4, and dude, you played game 4 in Cleveland. You won. You're gonna fly home to New York. You get on the plane. You have plane issues. You get off the plane. Stay the night in Cleveland. Fly on the day of game 5 to New York. Play game 5. Pop bottles. Drink champagne. Drink beer. Get on a plane again at midnight, fly to Houston, probably still drunk, wake up hungover. They got to go play Verlander, an arrested Astros team. I'm not surprised they lost game 1. I'm not surprised they struck out 17 times in that game. That was probably like the game in Friday Night Lights against Bingville or whoever it was. I thought the South said they weren't very good. They weren't. It's just our guys were in the strip club all night. Like, that's what happened game 1. I'm not surprised. When they lost game 2 and Bregman beat them on one swing, that's when it was over. Like, if you had a shot, you had to get game 2. They didn't. It was over. Okay. Anyway, all right, so World Series, game 1. Are we carrying the World Series? We should be. I don't know if we are. If we're not, I'm sorry. Actually, you're gonna hear Catholic High football tonight. Actually, that's what you're gonna hear tonight.
Who's announcing that?
Dixon.
Is Dixon still the guy?
Yeah.
I haven't listened this year.
Yeah, he's the guy.
I gotta hear Dixon.
All right, it's after further review. We'll wrap up hour number 2 with Ask Ryan next. Get your questions in. Ask Ryan. Wrap up hour number 2 next.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. I know you love the jingle. You can do it. You can do it. Well, he's got to play it if he doesn't have it. I sent it to you last week. It's okay. Yeah. Hey, look, what I want to do is I want to give a huge hat tip to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys and all of the Get Gordon athletes. Last week we told you they had their Go Pink initiative, and it was aimed at all the Get Gordon athletes, making plays and stats. For everyone they did, they would unlock a donation. In total, $14,000 raised for Louisiana breast cancer awareness charities. Awesome job by Gordon, by the whole team over there, all the Get Gordon athletes, and just another way through Gordon Gives that Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys were able to benefit our community. We tell you all the time, if you're injured in a wreck, get Gordon, get it done. GetGordon.com. Call 888-8888. You all know that. Get Gordon, get it done. But so many ways of positively impacting the community. Get Gordon, get it done.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
You know we going down in the studio at 9-5 Radio Flip. Check it out. King of Flip,
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. We get to ask Ryan here to wrap up the hour. You can ask Theriot anything about anything. Appreciate you for being here with us. You can email your questions, tweet us at Matt Moscona, jump in the Brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com. Michelli.com. You got 29 locations across the country, 6 calibration labs right here in Louisiana. So if you're a Louisiana company in any of the industries that they serve, the aerospace, aggregates, agriculture, chemical and petrochem, energy, food and beverage. I mean, think about it like this. You go to open a bag of, let's say it's Halloween, right?
Right.
And you put your hand in the bucket and you get a Snickers.
Okay.
Well, you got to open that wrapper. Well, how much force does it take to open that wrapper? Well, that's calibrated. Well, the machines that do that have to be calibrated properly. Who calibrates those machines? Michelli.
Okay.
Michelli Weighing and Measurement. They essentially, it's reliable scale and measurement equipment that helps ensure quality control, diminish waste, increase efficiency. If you're a farmer, you're weighing a crop. I mean, you need your crop to be accurately weighed. You need that scale to be right. That's what Michelli does. ISO 17025 accredited laboratory, and they are hiring. Michelli.com.
I am Juliette, daughter of Marguerite, granddaughter of Gabriel Piera. I come from a line of strong women who knew struggle and success too. Still, I was scared by my breast cancer diagnosis, but I had Blue Cross coverage, which meant I got care from top doctors. I'm strong like my mother and her mother before her. The right card, the right care.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. World Series Game 1 tonight in Houston. The Astros hosting the Phillies. Houston's Dusty Baker managed Phillies DH Bryce Harper when both were with the Nationals.
He's a tremendous player. He's been in the spotlight for a long, long time. Happen to like him a lot on the field and off the field, and very impressed with his dedication to people and to into life.
Baker sends Justin Verlander to the mound tonight. The Phillies counter with Aaron Nola. Our Game 1 coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Our Adam Schefter reports Buccaneers linebacker Shaq Barrett will miss the rest of the season with a torn left Achilles. He got hurt in last night's loss to the Ravens. 49ers wideout Deebo Samuel out for Sunday's game against the Rams with a sore hamstring. And our ESPN Friday night NBA doubleheader, Pacers and Wizards at 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Pelicans and Suns in Phoenix.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive offers a great price and round-the-clock protection when bundling home and auto. It's one of those rare times where you could save money and get something great. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right. You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. Hey! Woo! And Theriot. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Now, 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. What y'all doing for the bye week?
Well,
okay.
Tonight we got a little high school football.
Yeah.
Like was talked about earlier, Baker Buffs. And tomorrow, man, I'm going to be honest, dude. It's going to be a little lay low, catch up around the house, like just maybe a little yard work, clean up a little bit.
Okay.
The kids aren't going to like that very much, but just kind of laying low.
I know, man. I like the bye week comes at a good time. Yeah. I was asked earlier today if, who determines that? And the SEC determines when your open date is in conjunction with the schools, but usually it's upon you can request when you want it. So like LSU and Bama you've had this open date before they play the first Saturday in November forever. And I love that. I love where it falls. I think you play 8 games. You get a break before you go into the final month of the season, which is for LSU usually loaded with SEC opponents. You do have a game with UAB in November this year, but I think it comes at a great time for LSU. They have largely avoided the catastrophic injury, save Mason Smith, who obviously they lost on the first defensive series. But a lot of their injuries, it seems like those guys are going to get healthy this week during the bye, really be ready for that stretch run where, we had Phil Steele on in hour number 1 to make all his picks. And I was talking to him off air, and he said that game, he thinks that spread will end up around 10. So it opened, I think, at 16. It got bet down to 14.5, Bama. I don't know where it is right now. Are you looking at it?
I saw it earlier today at 12.5.
Okay, so it keeps getting bet down. I mean, it started at 16. It goes to show you the value that a lot of people not only are putting on LSU, but also the game being at home. So, I mean, that game is getting bet down. He said he thought it would go off at 10.
What was the spread at Tennessee? The Tennessee game?
9, I believe. No, it was 2. I'm sorry. Were you talking about Alabama, Tennessee?
Yeah, Alabama.
Or LSU, Tennessee?
Alabama, Tennessee.
Alabama, Tennessee was 9. Alabama was a 9-point road favorite over Tennessee. So right now I'm looking at LSU. Alabama's 12.5 against LSU right now. So that's come down from 16 to 14.5 all the way down to 12.5, and he's expecting it'll keep falling between now and kickoff. So a lot of people are going to like LSU. I mean, LSU's playing really well the last couple of weeks. They get that game at home. Bama struggled on the road. I get why There's going to be a lot of people on LSU, and a lot of people have been already on LSU with the points. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Of course, we always do our college football pick'em segment. We pick the biggest games of college football. We're always brought to you by Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. I wasn't quite ready yet, but that's okay. You can give it to me a little bit. Yeah, a little bit there. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. I like your shirt. It's a little gray. It's a little gray, dry fit Hudco piece. I don't even have one of those. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean,
got some new swag.
Why do I have one of those?
I'll bring you a little bit.
You're going to bring me a little bit. Why didn't you bring it today?
Got busy today. We got some new swag. Hey, I got an announcement for Hudco. We got a big deal going on next week. So the fortified roofing system.
Yes.
Which Hudco is the only roofing company in the state of Louisiana that can put a fortified roof on your home next week. Big deal. We got the bosses from Fortified coming in town. If you have a fortified roof on your home, you will get a 20 to 50% savings on your premiums, the wind portion of your premiums on your homeowner's insurance. You heard me right. If you have a fortified roof on your home, you are saving money on your premiums. If you need to get insurance and you've been dropped or you can't get insurance, put a fortified roof on your home and you will be able to get insurance, and we're the only ones that can do it, baby, so give us a call.
HudcoRoofing.com, HudcoRoofing.com. If you go to the homepage at HudcoRoofing.com, you will see there is a green, like right there on the homepage. Paul, can you pull this up, please? If you go to the homepage, you scroll down just a smidge, you'll see that green Fortified logo. Just tap it, and you get all the info there about Fortified Roofing. Or you call 364-1007, 364-1007, 364-1007 for Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. All right, let's get into the biggest games of college football weekend. Who's our guest picker, by the way?
We don't have one this week because LSU's not playing, so I didn't do it.
Oh, that's why you didn't do it. What about every other week when you haven't done it?
Yeah, but this is different. LSU's not playing.
So, but what was the excuse in all the other weekends when you didn't do it?
Well, I did. I got a guest picker. I did. Erica came on. She did a good job.
All right, let's take a look at the standings. All right, last week I went 4-3. You went 6-1 last week. Very nice week for you. So, we didn't have a guest picker last week either? No? Oh, that's right. You left early. Well, I said, all right, we'll let you pick. Could have thrown an offer on you again. So it could have done. Deserved it. We did it early.
If you threw out the 14 games that you gave me, like all zeros for, that I didn't pick, I just got a zero.
Yeah, because you didn't show up.
If you threw those out, I'm kicking your butt right now.
No, you're not, because you're assuming you'd be 14-0 on those.
I'm kicking your butt.
You'd assume that you'd be 14-0.
I wouldn't be 0-4.
Might be.
I mean, I could be 12-2.
And we'd be tied? Or that's what that would be, by the way. I'll do the math for you. Or maybe you would have been 7-7.
Maybe I would have been 14-0.
Or you've never been 14-0.
I might have been. I was 7-0 once this year.
And you might have been 0-7.
But I might have been 7-0.
Well, you weren't. And you know what? Had you shown up, you could have proven it.
I mean, it's okay. I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. It's all right. It's okay.
All right. Ohio State at Penn State.
Oh, man. I want to say Penn State because I like their unis, but give me the Buckeyes.
All right, we'll both go Ohio State there. Yeah, Ohio State's too much. It's a noon kickoff. It's 11 a.m. Central. If it were a night game, maybe I might lean more Penn State in the whiteout that they do at Happy Valley. But 11 a.m., I'll go Buckeyes on that one. A TCU on the road at West Virginia. Who you like?
I like West Virginia, but I'm going to pick TCU.
Why?
I just think they're better.
Well, why did you say you like West Virginia?
Because I like West Virginia. It's a good state.
Oh, you don't mean you like them in the game. You just like the state of West Virginia. This is really kind of a little conflicting for me because TCU should have lost last week and would have lost if Kansas State's quarterback didn't get hurt. So TCU's 7-0. I kind of look at it in the same way that we look at Ole Miss. I think this is a really tricky spot for TCU going on the road to West Virginia. The line's 3.5. Phil Steele picked the outright upset for West Virginia. I'm not so sure I'm going to go that far. TCU just keeps finding a way to win games. I'm going to pick TCU to win it. But I think I did make a play on West Virginia and the points in that game. But I do like TCU to win it. It's hard to go against them until someone nips them.
That's right.
And I had a money line play on Kansas State last week, and that Kansas State ended up playing their third string quarterback after their first two guys got hurt. And had Martinez not gotten hurt, they were whipping TCU's ass. I mean, anyway, well. All right, Notre Dame is at Syracuse. Mr. to the right, Notre Dame at Syracuse.
Give me the Orangemen here.
You're going with Cuse, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Syracuse suffered their first loss of the season last week against Clemson. And they did absolutely nothing offensively. Everyone always talks about, they got lucky. No. Clemson's defense choked out Syracuse in the second half. They did nothing in the second half.
You love Notre Dame. Pick Notre Dame.
I don't love Notre Dame.
You went to school there. You do too.
I never went to school there.
Oh. Your brother went there.
He did.
And you're Catholic, so you should pick Notre Dame.
It's tricky because I think Notre Dame's got a better roster. And I think they are playing better. I just don't think Marcus Freeman is a great coach. That's a good spot for Notre Dame. I'll probably... I feel like I should flip a coin.
Okay, go ahead. I don't have a coin. You might have a coin?
You have a coin.
Think of a number between 1 and 20, okay? If you guess above it, you pick Notre Dame. If you guess below it...
You're like, I could just pick 20. Or 1.
If you guess above it, Notre Dame. If you guess below it, you got to pick Syracuse.
I'm going to take Syracuse. Not a Notre Dame believer. I'm not a believer.
Sissy.
I'm not a believer.
So scared.
I'm not a believer, bro. I'm not a believer. All right, Arkansas at Auburn.
God. Auburn's going to win. Auburn's going to win this game.
Phil Steele picked Auburn.
Yep. I think they're going to win.
I'm picking Auburn at home. I am.
This is about the time of the year when you start to do this.
What am I doing?
Picking every team that I pick.
I'm not,
just to secure the victory.
I'll pick first.
Just to secure your victory.
Did Phil Steele pick Auburn on the show last hour?
Yeah, he did.
What are you doing?
I noticed that earlier. Didn't notice that.
Yeah. Wake Forest, Louisville.
Go ahead.
I'll take Wake Forest.
Unbelievable.
What? I picked first. Why is that unbelievable?
Let me go first.
Wait, hold on. You can't sit there and rub your face.
I'm going first from now on. This because I know how this is going to work. You're going to pick who you think I'm going to pick.
I did not pick who I think you're going to pick. I have a bet on them.
You think you pick who you think.
So you're taking Wake Forest?
Well, yeah.
Why am I? You think I'm reading your mind?
Maybe.
You and I don't talk about.
Let me go first.
So you just complained that I'm picking the same teams you want. So then I go first. I pick a team, and then you're pissed at me for picking the team that you wanted to pick.
I changed my mind. That didn't work out good. Let's keep going. Come on. Give me some more.
Oklahoma State at Kansas State.
Oklahoma State.
Kansas State.
Unbelievable.
Kansas State. I just told you they played a third quarterback last week. I don't even know who's playing quarterback for them. Of course I'm taking Oklahoma State. It's on the road. I told you I'll pick first. Ole Miss, Texas A&M. I'm picking Texas A&M to win at home. Who do you want? Who do you want?
Ole Miss.
All right, fine. It's after further review. There's our pick 'em. You see, you want to wipe away. Hold on. You want to wipe away the 2 weeks you didn't show up. But the problem with that is you're assuming you would have gotten them all right, but you also could have gone in the negative, which you don't. So it's like you didn't have to take the risk of missing, so you just got to skip weeks and stay status quo. That's not equitable. You don't get to just miss weeks and not have that effect when everyone else has to go play. It's like, what if you're a college football team and you went 5-0 on the season, but another team went 11-1. Well, you went undefeated, but they lost a game. Well, they played 6 more games than you, or 7 more games than you.
What if they all had COVID? You can't fault them for that.
It doesn't matter. I can't fault you for that.
Their losing record if they had COVID.
You played 5 games. They played 12.
To make this fair,
you went undefeated, but you might have lost 3 of the next 5. You might have lost all 5.
You never know.
Yeah, right. Which is why you don't get to play.
On an if, though.
Which is why you don't get to play. Which is why you get the 0.
If my aunt had a wiener, she, we can't do that.
Which is why you get the 0.
To make this fair.
So no, because
it's gotta be fair.
You didn't take the risk.
We should be fair here.
You didn't take the risk of potentially missing games. That's the problem. No, that is fair.
I should go 7.
I
should go 7 and set. No, I shouldn't. I should go 10-4. That would be fair.
That's such crap.
I'm giving myself 4 losses.
That is such crap. There's
4
no
losses.
chance. There's no chance. You just get to pick arbitrarily that you would have gone 10-4 in those 2 weeks.
I'm 13-1 in the last 14 games.
What were you the first?
So I'm giving myself
5 weeks.
10-4. I'm hot right now.
You're hot right now.
I'm hot.
But what if in those 2 weeks you would have missed them all? You might have, and you didn't have to take the risk to know whether or not you would have got them right or wrong. I did. I played the game. You didn't play.
I couldn't be here, Matt.
Okay.
I mean, it's not my fault.
Great. It's not your fault you couldn't be here. Blame everybody else under the sun. The fact of the matter is you weren't here, you get 0s. Just like if you don't take a test in school, you get a 0 on a test.
Whoa. No. Not if you have a good excuse, you get to retake the test. That's a fact.
It's after further
review. You have a
review.
doctor's excuse, you get to retake the test.
We'll continue. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org. This is a dictatorship here, by the way.
See that.
brgeneral.org. This isn't some democracy where you get to vote about what you want to do. brgeneral.org. Protect your pumpkins. That's an order, by the way, from the monarch on high. brgeneral.org, the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Of course, October, only a few days left. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Women 40 years and older, those at risk for breast cancer, schedule that mammogram. Ladies, of course, go get that annual mammogram. 1 in 8 women will develop invasive breast cancer in her lifetime. And about 85% of women diagnosed with breast cancer have no family history. So don't just assume. How about that? Don't just assume. brgeneral.org. Get that annual mammogram. Baton Rouge General Hospital. brgeneral.org.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
We get it done with strength,
commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done with passion for our fans and love for our community. We are the Tigers. Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This summer, meet Acura's heroes of performance. available at the Acura Summer of Performance. This summer, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at Running Boards Marketing.
Packing steel objects, brothers talking trash, cause it's all about $1. Y'all holla, y'all holla, y'all holla. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, you're right, it's all right. I'm fooling, I'm a
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we missed this a bit ago, so let's do it right now. Muso, Tigers in the Pro.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
Thursday Night Football. Ravens 27, Buccaneers 22. Some LSU Tigers making plays. Start on the Bucs side. Leonard Fournette, 9 carries in the game last night, 24 yards.
Good game.
And a touchdown.
Game point, Lenny.
And a touchdown. Added 3 receptions for 34 yards as well. Defensively,
started hot. They kind of fizzled. The Bucs did.
Defensively for Tampa Bay, Devin White second on the team with 10 tackles, 6 of those solo, 1 of them for a loss. Patrick Queen on the other side defensively, 4 total tackles in the ball game for Baltimore. NBA action last night. Ben Simmons, the lone former Tiger, in action. 37 minutes, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. He did also airball a layup and committed 4 fouls. And game number one.
The call on it's so good too.
Game number 1 of the World Series is tonight. Aaron Nola will toe the rubber for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. This will be his 4th start in the postseason. So far, 2-1 with a 3.12 ERA. How about 3 walks to 18 strikeouts in those 3 starts for Aaron Nola?
Pretty good.
That's Tigers in the Pros.
How about this little graphic that Calici put up for Aaron Nola? The World Series, the Commissioner's Trophy. Aaron Nola in his Phillies uniform and Aaron Nola in his Cali uniform. Little CHS logo there, bottom. It's more than 4. It's a lifetime. How you like me now?
Pretty good.
It's pretty good, right?
That was good.
It's pretty good flex.
That's good.
Oh, by the way, the guy that's pitching the opening game of the World Series tonight went to Calici. That's pretty strong flex, bro.
Yep.
I mean, everybody should be proud of him, man. Aaron's a great kid.
Super proud of Aaron. His whole family, too.
Yeah,
Man. Great family.
Dude, what about, by the way, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, bringing you Tigers in the Pros every single day. Gentlemen, if you're thinking about popping the question, you know where to go. Go to Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They've been helping Baton Rouge get engaged for 40 years. 2 locations, Corporate Boulevard in Brocage and in the Mall of Louisiana. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. Last week when AJ, Aaron and Austin's dad, Tweety, was was doing the interview for the game, and you saw the game in San Diego. That has to be the most emotionally conflicting thing a parent can do. Where, like, your older son gets a hit off your younger son, and on one hand, you're thrilled because your older son gets an RBI base hit, and it's a giant moment of the game. And on the other hand, you're crushed because your younger son just gave up this huge, hit in this rally. I don't know, man. Like, how do you feel? Like,
that moment right there, yes. I'm talking like
the worst.
The worst. Like, there's nothing I can. It's like that. What you just said is what it is. However, I think it was maybe really calming and relaxing for him because regardless, he's going to the World Series next week.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, either way, whichever kid wins, he's going to the World Series. Now, I don't think the Padres had a shot at winning the World Series, so I would have been pulling for the Phillies the whole time. But, I mean, yeah, You want to talk about like just pride, just a prideful moment. And this is from day one when you see both of these kids playing at LSU. And not only they're great players, okay, everybody knows that they are wonderful, wonderful players, but they're great human beings. They're good kids, and you got to pull for them, man.
I mean, Austin's 30 now. Ain't no kid, bro. I mean, they ain't kids no more.
Yeah,
they're not. They're not kids anymore.
30 years old. I guess so. God, I'm getting old.
I know. Wow. You are old. Really old.
I feel old.
You are old.
Oh, I'll be 37 this year, bro. I mean, I'm getting up there.
43. Yeah. 43. I know, man. December 7th.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Pearl Harbor Day, indeed.
What are you going to give me for my birthday this year?
A Volkswagen from South Point. Nice. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen
just what
dealer.
I wanted.
You can drive the Atlas, 3-row, 7-seater family SUV. Passat Jetta, if you like the sedan, you can do that as well. The EOS. They got so many different.
EOS. Tell me about the EOS. What is that like
It's convertible.
What?
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
You push a button, the whole top comes off, like goes into the back of the thing.
Just dropping tops.
Mm-hmm. No matter the make or model. I guess no matter the model, rather the make would be, of course, Volkswagen. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, South Point Volkswagen. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Hey, let's take a quick look at the games in the league. If you like, you can hit the Around the SEC Open if you'd like to do that.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions.
Really curious here, Mr. The Right, to know your thoughts.
All right.
You can jump forward as well. Arkansas at Auburn. We picked this game earlier. You picked, we both picked Auburn in the game.
Well, of course, you picked what I picked.
No, friend, I went first, and then you threw your pen. I knew you'd do that. All right, good talk. Muse, anything there? Both teams coming off their bye. Arkansas's 4-3. Auburn's 3-4. Last time we saw Auburn, they were giving up 400 rush yards to Ole Miss. Arkansas's defense is poop, and Auburn at times has been competitive, especially at home, and they were up 17-0 on LSU. I just don't believe in Arkansas more than, and I think
you hate Arkansas. You've never liked Arkansas.
Well, they're the Arkan frauds. I just don't believe they're a good team. Oh, well, let me rephrase. I don't believe they're an elite team. They're sitting there at 4-3. They're 1-3 in the SEC. This was a team that after 3 games, people were voting them in the top 10. I said then about Arkansas what I said last week about Ole Miss. They're not a top 10 team. If you want to put them there right now because of the wins or whatever you think they're going to be, that's fine. But those are the same people that were voting Texas A&M in the top 10 in the preseason. Like, my biggest problem with sports media is it becomes a giant echo chamber. Someone shares something, so everyone just assumes that belief and everyone shares the same opinion or belief. Like, it's okay to think outside the box. I'm not saying you have to be contrarian just for the sake of being different. But sometimes, like, it's okay to look at Arkansas. Yeah, that's not a good team.
No, they're not good.
That defense is terrible. Their quarterback's a pretty athletic dude. They have no receivers. I mean, what are they? They're a team that runs their really big quarterback sometimes against lesser teams and has success doing it. Okay, that's not a great team.
It's not good.
Arkansas is 9th in the country in rushing offense. Auburn is 119th in rushing defense.
Oh.
That's your game. Can Auburn limit the Arkansas running game? If they can, they win. I think they will. Florida, Georgia, both teams also coming off their bye a week ago. Largest spread in the history of this game. I think the only question is if Florida can keep it within the 22.5. Big look-ahead spot maybe
Where
for
is it?
It's in Jacksonville. Look-ahead spot maybe for Georgia. It's hard to say like you would be looking ahead when this is a rivalry game, but they got Tennessee coming to Athens next week. It'll be the biggest game in the country, number 1 versus number 3. It's a massive spot next week. So you wonder maybe if Georgia's just looking ahead of Florida a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a game maybe where Florida maybe even like scored first, led early, and then eventually the better team just takes over as the game goes along.
There were some spots where Georgia hadn't looked great this year. You know, there was
Missouri was one of them.
And so
Missouri should have beaten them.
I definitely think that it's going to be closer than the 22 points.
I don't know, bro.
And will Georgia pull it off? But for the reasons you just said.
That could end up being a 38-10 game. 22 sounds like a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if that's a 38-10 game.
Looking at 23.5 now.
It's up to 20. It's gone up to 20.
23.5.
People are betting Georgia.
Did you bet this one?
I have not, no.
God, I like
that many
Florida here.
That many points in a rivalry game. It's the same reason I didn't bet Michigan State.
That one's 23.
It's 23. It's just in a rivalry game. It's like it feels like too many points.
Yeah.
But I also have trouble betting on a bad football team. Like Michigan State's not good. I have trouble. That's another one. That's the echo. Michigan State at one point this year was ranked 11th in the country. They went to Washington, and I told everybody here, I was like, yeah, Washington's going to win that game. You're betting Washington against the 11th ranked team? Yeah, because they're not the 11th best team in the country. That's just where they are because they had a pretty good year last year against all odds, so people are just starting them high to start the season. They got beaten by a better team. So that happens. All right, Missouri plays South Carolina, a battle of the Columbias. Columbia, Missouri, Columbia, South Carolina. South Carolina, how about the Gamecocks?
I'm a fan.
They beat the Aggies last week. Shane Beamer's got them sitting there at 5-2, 1 win away from bowl eligibility. Missouri's been close a lot this year, though, and a lot of their losses.
Missouri plus 3.5. I have it.
Missouri is plus 3.5. You think they win the game?
I have them plus 3.5.
But do you think they win the game?
I think they can, yeah. Big
I didn't
letdown
say
spot.
can. Do they win the game?
I don't. If I had to pick them to win, no, that's why I took 3.5. But it's a letdown spot for South Carolina.
Okay. What do you think?
I mean, I like South Carolina. I like Beamer. I like everything they're doing, the energy. I mean, I don't think he's at a point in his career where he will allow a team to have a letdown. I mean, it just looks like a ton of energy, ride the hype train type deal going on over there. So, I mean, I like the Gamecocks.
Yeah, similar teams. I agree. South Carolina at home. If they were playing a more competent team, that would be a definite letdown spot. I like South Carolina at home. Kentucky, Tennessee, same thing here as I would say about Georgia. Look ahead spot. Kentucky's getting 12 in this game. I like Kentucky in the points. I just think, look, Tennessee's been really good all year, and I think they realize they got one more hurdle. They just got to get past Georgia. You get past Georgia, you're going to be playing in the SEC championship game, probably a rematch against Alabama, but this is such a classic look-ahead spot. If this was in Lexington, I may put them on upset alert. But it's in Knoxville. Wow. I think Tennessee will get it done. I think they will win the game. It's 6 o'clock Central. It's an ESPN game. Tennessee's awesome. The offense is phenomenal, but the defense stinks. Yeah, Tennessee's defense stinks, and Kentucky will move the ball and will score. Tennessee will just score more than Kentucky in this ballgame.
Yeah, I agree. Everything you just said.
And then Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Well, what a fascinating spot that one is, huh? I mean, just think about the psychology for both teams. A&M's lost 3 in a row. A&M hadn't been home since the game against Miami. They have not played a game in Kyle Field since that game against Miami. They played Arkansas and Jerry World. They've been on the road since they had a bye. So they've not played at home since the 3rd week of the season. It's been a minute since they've been at home. But, man, you've lost 3 in a row. You just lost to South Carolina. You're 3-4 on the season. Haynes King got hurt. You had to play the freshman last week. Man, now you're at home against Ole Miss, and you're thinking, man, you lose 4th in a row? Like, how bad will this spiral? Probably lose to LSU as well. But on the flip side of it, you're Ole Miss. Man, you're like, man, we're so disrespected, undefeated, ranked 7th, and nobody's betting on us to beat LSU. Then LSU just punks you.
Yep.
And you're like, man, maybe we're not that good. Now you got to go on the road to Kyle Field. What if you lose to a bad A&M team? And honestly, 1-85, A&M is a more talented team than Ole Miss is. So, like, I like A&M to win the game. By the way, I think A&M does beat Ole Miss tomorrow.
I think the fact that the quarterback situation in A&M is not good. You got kids getting suspended left and right on the team. So, I mean, not only are they playing bad, but I mean, he's kicking guys off left and right. It's almost like he's mailed it in for this season. A&M is just a dumpster fire right now. And Ole Miss has got something to prove, man. They got a little get back.
I think the opposite is actually true on the suspensions. I think that's the we're riding with the dudes that are ready to ride. That's a, hey, get in line type moment, actually, is what that is. Who do you like in it, Muse?
I have the Aggies.
You got A&M? A&M as well. Okay. All right, it's after further review. So that's your SEC slate. Around the SEC brought to you by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal. And our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products, the official office equipment provider of the LSU Tigers, the New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, and ULL Raging Cajuns. Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, it's after further review. We missed what to watch yesterday on the show because we had a jam-packed Thursday. So when we come back, Muse, Paulie, and I will tell you what to watch, and then we'll get a Saints-Raiders pick. I know Theriot's got to go because he's heading up to Baker to watch the Buffaloes against the Dunham Tigers. We got did we have a Jimmy Ott line on that game?
No, I mean, look, the Tigers are playing great right now. They're hot. They're hot right now. So
What's their record?
It's I think they lost one.
Who did they lose to?
Parkview.
Parkview.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, we played Parkview now. We blow them off the field.
Oh,
one of those
Oh.
deals just early on in the season, still trying to figure out who goes where. Like, but this team is steamrolling people. And, so it's looking good.
I know you won that tuition bowl.
Man, listen, that was embarrassing for both parties, truthfully. That Dunham won by that much was embarrassing. It was almost like, man, can we just let them score once or twice? Just
on the clock or something.
I would have tried to score 100.
If I was LSU in 2019, I would have tried to score 100 on Texas A&M. I literally would have tried to set the scoring record in that game. And LSU could have scored 100 if they wanted to. They stopped at 50. When 50-7 was the final, they should have scored 100. All right, it's after further review. Stay here.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Talked about it earlier. T-Bob's at Rouse's on Fridays. And when you go to Rouse's, you can get complimentary draft beer while you shop. If you're of age, they'll give you a cup. They have the little beer, the draft beer tap. Give you a complimentary draft beer that you can sip on while you shop. Or if you want to save time, it's easy. Let your personal shopper over at Rouse's take care of it for you. Download the app, select your items. Your personal shopper will go grab your items for you. When you show up, they'll bring it out to the car. Save you time. You don't have to get out. Just pull up into the designated spot. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. They got you covered.
I do that.
I do too. You go to the one on Burbank?
Mm-hmm.
I go to Long Farm over on Airline.
Good one.
Yeah, it's good. It is a good one. They're all really good. It's Rouse's, the official supermarket of AFR, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Next week, LSU, Alabama, you're going to be tailgating or having a game watch party. Rouse's can handle all of the cooking for you. Let them take care of it. Go to all their tailgate and party platter trays, the website, or on the app. Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, we're happy to say that we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, we will wrap up the show with a Saints Raiders preview and pick coming up here in just a moment. Usually on Thursdays we do What to Watch. We were loaded yesterday. We had Miles Frazier and John Emery, or not John Emery, excuse me, Noah Kane with us yesterday. We also had Adam Hill from Las Vegas Review-Journal. We had our conversation with Mike Triplett. Ryan Clark spent the first hour with us. We were so loaded down yesterday. It was just stuff we didn't get to. So let's do it now. Let's do our What to Watch.
All right.
Do we not have an open for this?
Oh, God, we do. We'll get to it next week.
What would RC say if he were here right now?
Hey, Paulie. You working, man? You working over there?
Actually,
I want to get
RC saying, dude, are you working? I want to get that as a drop. So every time you screw up.
What's going to happen when I forget to hit that drop inevitably?
Well, you know what needs to happen?
Because, that's going to happen.
What needs to happen is the thing that I've said for as long as I've worked here, which is I need a button bar.
See, that's where that would come in handy, especially with a drop like that. Are you working?
That's where everything would come in handy. If I had a button bar. So I could do what, so you don't have to read my mind or have me call for things. I could just, you ever watch SVP?
Just about every night.
You know, he's got his little tablet that he hits the drops. Like, it's a very easy thing to do, but but it's okay.
Anyway.
It took me 10 years to get my chair. Give me another decade, I'll get a button bar. And then I'll probably be retired. Anyway, all right, Moose, you go first.
Well, you kind of touched on it a little bit in the last time we were going through the slate there, Matt, but I'm watching the look-ahead spot for Georgia and Tennessee. Rivalry game for Georgia. Should they beat Florida? Yeah, but they know what lies ahead next week, and Tennessee absolutely does too. Kentucky's no pushover, so I'm interested to see if those are closer than the experts think, so to speak.
Oh, and we even went with an actual
Well, look,
sound
it's not Thursday, so I'm a little thrown off doing the segment here.
Okay, Paulie.
This one's an easy one. It's probably the matchup of the day. Ohio State, Penn State. Battle for the Big Ten East. Ohio State could walk into Michigan undefeated if they beat Penn State. And then can C.J. Stroud make his Heisman moment in this game?
Okay.
This would be the game to do it, this or Michigan.
Michigan would be the moment. I mean, that would come at the right time. So, I'm giddy.
Okay.
I'm giddy at the notion of a four-way tie in the NFC South with 3-5. So, Carolina. Need Carolina to beat the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday in Atlanta. They beat Tampa last week, 21-3, punked them. Jabbed Tommy Brady right in the nose. Go to Atlanta, beat Marcus Mariota. Panthers go to 3-5.
The Matt Ryan era in Indianapolis is over.
Yep.
Sam Ehlinger going to make a start. He's the starting quarterback now. Let's see how he does. He's also going to be facing Taylor Heineke for the Commanders, who honestly has been pretty good whenever they've played him. Like, he hasn't been elite, but he's been serviceable. So we'll see. What you got, Sam Ehlinger?
Sam Ehlinger was so good in the preseason, too.
He was?
Like a really good preseason quarterback. Anyway, Paulie.
The Battle of Pennsylvania. I'm watching the Steelers versus the Eagles.
How about it? Okay.
Obviously, can the Eagles remain unbeaten? And are they this year's Rams going all in? They added A.J. Brown, T.J. Gardner-Johnson, and then a couple days ago, they added Robert Quinn. Also, Mike Tomlin still facing his first losing season as head coach.
That is something I hadn't considered with Tomlin's losing season. Wow, yeah.
How would you not consider that?
It hadn't clicked to me yet. Because, I mean, that's one of my favorite stats, that he's never had a losing season as a head coach.
Saints 2-5. Saints beat the Raiders. They moved to 3-5. Could put them in a 4-way tie at 3-5 in the NFC South.
You did that already.
No, I did Carolina, Atlanta.
But anyway, whatever.
Did Carolina, Atlanta.
How did the Bengals replace Jamar
My
Chase?
first one was Carolina's playing in Atlanta.
The offense didn't really hum when Chase
Carolina
was being shut down a little bit early.
Tampa last
now you don't
week.
have him for 4 to 6 weeks.
Now they
you
go
have
to
T. Higgins. You have Tyler Boyd.
Atlanta.
But how does that really work
Take
for
on
them
Marcus
replacing
Mariota.
him? I'm interested to see.
Need to see if Carolina can beat Atlanta. That was my first one. Second was Saints Raiders. Paul, how rude was that? Like, I mean, I was
It's
trying to
kinda the
talk
same
right
thing.
over.
Yeah,
That was really
it's
rude.
fine.
Real, I mean, Paul.
He just kept interrupting you.
The whole
He
time.
interrupted me. I let him finish and then said it.
The whole time. I mean, I was sitting there trying to make my point, and he just talked over me the whole time.
That did not happen.
Paul, did that happen?
That happened.
Wow.
That's fact.
I mean,
Ugh.
everybody just heard that happen. Paulie.
All right. NFL New York teams: the Giants, the Jets, the Bills, combined 16-4 this season. Obviously, the Bills look like the best team in the AFC because they already beat Kansas City. Saquon Barkley finally is healthy, and he looks like the number 2 overall pick that they used for him. The Jets did lose Breece Hall, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that happened. I don't know if you heard, but Tampa lost last night. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Tampa lost.
I saw it.
They fell to 3-5. Carolina beats Atlanta. They would go to 3-5, and Atlanta would fall to 3-5. Saints beat the Raiders. Saints go to 3-5, which means we would have a perfect level of ineptitude. A 4-way tie in the worst division in football with a losing record. All 4 teams at 3-5. This has got to happen for this one beautiful moment. As all the years the NFC East we joked were the NFC least, I still don't think there was ever a moment this late in the season where all the teams were tied. You've had a tie at the top, but all 4 teams equal levels of awful ineptitude. This has to happen. This is the one thing in a mostly wasted Saints season where I am acknowledging fully that it's over. The run's over. But this one brief moment, if I could see every team tied at 3-5, would just be majestic. I need this.
Real quick, I
need this.
Would this be better, the 3-5 tie, than week 1 when it was the AFC South where nobody won and there was a tie within the division?
Tie. This is better.
This is better?
Later
That
in
was
the season.
pretty good.
That was week 1, but it was later in the season. This later in the season. Love it. The only thing that would be better is if all 4 teams had a tie on the record.
Oh, that would just be sick. That'd be
What if they were all
so
what if they were all 3-4-1?
4-1 or
That'd be so good. Okay, all right. It's after further review. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Set a reminder, November the 10th, Christmas in November. That's 2 weeks from this past Thursday, November the 10th, Christmas in November, the single biggest sale of the year, 1 day only, the biggest specials of the entire year, 1 day only. They've got the microphone fell. It just fell. They got entertainment. It's catered. Great, too, as well. They'll have like steak tips. It's like filet. It's incredible. Open bar, beer, wine, champagne. Come hang out. I'll be there after the show. November the 10th, Christmas in November, at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. All right. I have one thing left to do, and that's make a pick on the Saints Raiders. I think you know which direction I'm going to go. But we'll do that officially next on AFR.
AFR.
All right, weekend is here. Y'all get on by and see our friends over at Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are. Siegen near Airline. So if you're heading, Siegen away from I-10 toward Airlines on the left. LA 16 in Denham. There's not another garden center within a 5-mile radius. Get off the exit, the Denham Springs exit. If you're going east, get off Denham, go left, cross over to LA 16. On the left, you can't miss it. Mid-City on Donmore. If you're on Florida, you turn on to Donmore. It's right there on the right. Can't miss it. And then the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. If you're leaving Central, headed toward Baton Rouge, right as you're leaving Central, there was like the sign, "Thank you for visiting Central." Boom, it's right there on the right. You cannot miss it. Clegg's Nursery, got a great selection at all the locations of your fall flowers. It's time to add that fall color to your flower beds and your patio pots. Also, they've got so much Halloween decor, pumpkins, hay bales, scarecrows, squash gourds, all of it. You're having pumpkin carving or pumpkin painting parties this weekend. Go and see our friends at Clegg's Nursery.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
They said I was small, weak, said my heart wasn't strong enough. But I showed them what heart looked like, again and again and again. Mom got me the right care, the right doctors with Blue Cross coverage. Don't let people tell you who you are. Show them the right card, the right care.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We appreciate y'all for hanging out. Thanks to Theriot for coming on in. Phil Steele in hour one. If you missed Phil's picks, picked, I don't know, man, almost a dozen games or so. You can go take that Phil Steele Plus tour. He always gives you 6 free selections. They were 4-2 last week. So get to philsteele.com. It's free picks there. Against the spread pick, so if you're going to be sports betting this weekend, you can do it there. Theriot last hour, we certainly appreciate it. All right, as we get on, and he had to jet to go. Dunham's playing Baker. The Theriot girls cheer for Dunham, so that's why sometimes Theriot's bolt not here a little bit early. But we appreciate him for making the time to swing on in. I got about 60 seconds left. We were I'm halfway tongue-in-cheek joking about the entire division being 3-5. I would actually kind of like to see it. I want to see the Saints in the playoffs. I would love to see them win this division. I don't care how bad it is. We've seen the Saints victimized by that before. In 2014, the Panthers were 7-8-1, won the division, went to the playoffs. Of course, in 2010, the Saints were victimized by a 7-9 Seattle team with the Beastquake. So I would make no apologies whatsoever if the Saints won the division with a losing record and got into the postseason. When you have a season like this, this is kind of how it goes. you have strings where you'll lose 3 and win 1, and then lose 2 and win 2, and that's how you end up at or a little below 500. I don't have great reasoning for it. I just like the Saints in a little bit of a desperate spot at home against a Raiders team that has not really figured out how to close. So I do think the Saints win at home. I have no score for you. I don't really even care what the score is. I would love to pick one of those scores that's never happened before. What do they call it? Score-agami. I would love a score-agami. That would be great if it happened. I just want to see the Saints win. Have a great weekend.
AFR.
All right, we're getting on down the road and rise about Mold Zero USA. Mold-0USA.com. If it's your home, if it's work, office, building, place of worship. Told you earlier this week, St. Teresa Church in Gonzales had Mold Zero come by. They sprayed the whole church so now all of the parishioners can go, knowing they're going into a mold-free facility. They had spotted some mold up on the ceiling, killed it, cleaned it. Beautiful smelling looking church. They can help you as well at your home or anywhere. Call Mold Zero. First, I would encourage you to go to the website, mold-0usa.com. Spell it out, Z-E-R-O, mold-0usa.com. When you go to the website at the top, you'll see the phone number for Greater Baton Rouge and a phone number for Greater New Orleans. So whichever area you're in, they service all of Greater Baton Rouge and all of Greater New Orleans. So call that number. Remember, Mold Zero, this is a patented, non-toxic, dry fog technology. Minimally invasive, no demolition required. It's Mold Zero USA. Mold-0usa.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 60 months on new 2022 Ford F-150s. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old margs. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor.